Check, check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice or watching this on YouTube, that means you're now tuned into chapter 108 of the Introverted Intuition Podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. the Petty Podcaster, a.k.a. the Ambitious Introvert, a.k.a. the leader of the Libras. These Libras, we are out here. It's a Libra season finally. Well, it's been Libra season for like a week, but it feels like Libra season right now. I have Coco and CR with me. Say what's up, y'all.
Hi, guys. It's Coco, a.k.a. Coco Bear.
Did you come up with
A.k.a.
that
Coco Puff. No, CR's girlfriend gave me that one. A.k.a. the original introvert.
Wait, CR's girlfriend gave you one of those nicknames?
Mm-hmm. She gave me Coco Bear, so I'll take it and run with it.
Wait, when did that happen?
Last week, you weren't paying attention.
Oh.
Yeah. When
okay.
I went to visit my girl, we were talking about the show, and she mentioned Coco. She said Coco Bear, slipped out. She's like, oh my God, I called her Coco Bear.
Shout out to your girl.
Mm-hmm.
Conscious Rap, Hades on.
You already, man. It's your boy CR908. What's good?
How are y'all, yo?
Good.
I really wanted to do this episode with just us. Laney's on the way, by the way, listeners. For any Laney fans out there, a.k.a. Young Banana Pudding. I wanted to do this episode with just us because I feel like we have like good conversations, personal conversations off the mic, but I feel like we need to have them more on the mic soon. So how are y'all? How has 2019 been? How was y'all mental health? What's going on with y'all, y'all?
I went to therapy today.
Nice.
Yeah, I go on Thursdays.
Yeah.
I feel like it's most appropriate because then I come here.
Makes sense.
It was good. I mean, my therapist sees that I've made progression dealing with my anger. I don't wake up feeling depressed anymore.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, it's been a while since I woke up feeling depressed. Yeah, but I'm still obsessed with sex. And I talked about this with my therapist. I told her I have an obsession with the female anatomy. You know, that along with my oral fixation, like these are things that cause a lot of stress for me, right?
Really?
Yeah.
But they relieve stress doing those things.
No. You know why? Because if you don't have the proper outlet to get that cathartic release, then that's when the stress and anxiety builds, right? So I'm in a long distance relationship. So my medium is porn, right? Yeah, right? So, but I have a very interesting relationship with porn. We're very consistent.
Never lets you down.
Right. So that's what I go to. But recently, right, and this is super revealing, and I'm just going to be transparent and open, right?
You always have been, so we expect nothing less.
But this is super personal. Like, I had a crazy dream, like the night before yesterday, right?
Okay.
And this is when I knew I'm fucked up. You know, I'm fucked up.
Don't say that, but go ahead.
But, all right, so I had a dream that I was having sex with my cousin's girlfriend. And in the dream, I was conscious of the fact that it was his girlfriend because he called while we were having sex. And he was all the way in Brooklyn. We were in Maryland. We were both relieved. But the crazy part is the girl that I was having sex with in real life, that's not even his girlfriend. Whoever it was in my dream, she was playing the role of his girlfriend. So it was just like, what the fuck? And, you know, I felt all the emotions of what I would feel if I was really doing, like, the thrill, the sensation, the excitement. It was just like, what the
That's what's crazy about dreams, though, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you get caught up and you're like, holy shit, this is actually a dream. But
But
the
feel
same
it.
way I would feel awake.
If it was really happening, yeah.
Especially if it's that intense.
It's intense, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck?
So wait, you were in the dream, you were actually...
I was getting it.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder if those dreams we remember as opposed to the ones we don't remember. Like, are we supposed to remember the ones that we remember? Like, I feel like they happen. They're like lessons in a way. Like, they're like signs of telling you, like, yo, get your shit together in a sense. Like,
I feel like if it's like a warning or something you really need to know, it'll be that intense, you know. I feel like we work out a lot of our issues and problems and things that we're, you know, just thinking about.
yeah.
Our brain, you know, still kind of works on those problems.
What do you guys
sleeping.
think that fucking means? Because I would never do that in real life. Like, obviously, I have way more morals and integrity than that.
It could, you know what I thought?
I don't know that. You can't just say that and just make me believe it. I don't know that.
You
like,
don't know that at this
No,
point?
I do, but like, how close are you to your cousin? Like, your relationship with your cousin?
I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that to anybody that like anybody. Like, I just wouldn't do that.
You know what I feel? What I felt when you initially said it? I felt as though it was just like a thought in your mind, right? That you unconsciously were having. And it manifested in a dream. But the intent of it was really to just like titillate you. Like, You know, just like you use porn, you know, as many of us do to, you know, get us riled up or get us to a certain place. So I think that was just your mind's way of kind of, you know, just coming up with something and like, oh yeah, that would be like, you know, bad, but
something. I get
you know
it.
what I mean?
Something
Like
just
some,
to get me to feel.
yeah, it
that
might have just been
feeling.
just a thought that just kept developing, and you know, like I said, manifested in a dream. And obviously, you didn't do it, so there should be no guilt associated
Yeah,
with
hell
it.
no.
But
Right?
it's just like, and I told my therapist, like, I sexualize a lot of, in my mind, right? I sexualize a lot of interactions I have with women, right? Or even women that I'm not interacting with. I look at them and I'm like visualizing stuff, and it feels like an obsession.
They on Instagram?
In
In real life, I think he thinks on all platforms,
all
essentially,
platforms.
not just exclusive.
I feel like we go ahead.
No, and I was gonna say she also said the same thing. She's like, "You feel guilty about it?" And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, because it's just like I feel like it's an obsession.
Do those thoughts interfere with what you do in like your day to day?
No.
So then I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I feel like an obsession is something that it takes over you. It makes you unable to function without participating in it or you know or interacting with it in some way. You know, in order to go about your day. But even then, you're still thinking about it, and you know every waking minute. So if it's something like that where it's consuming, I feel like that's an obsession. But then again, you know your own limits if it feels like that.
And I don't think it's that bad because I don't think like that.
No, he's saying it's bad.
No, in my perception of it, I don't think it's like you're not viewing women like that and like that's all they're good for, or like as a piece of meat or anything. Like, it's like you. I'm sure you have women in your life that you admire and you respect.
Of course.
So it's like,
and that adds to the attraction.
Yeah, that feels genuine. You don't feel like a creeper. Where
Yeah, it's
like,
not creepy.
You know, I'm just trying to be nice, but really I'm addressing you at all times.
Yeah,
Like,
and that animalistic side, I feel like as men we can't ever escape. I feel like we have to embrace it in order to be whole. Because like that.
What's the average amount of times you think of sex in a day?
It's like a lot. It's like every day.
I got it.
You're like
how many times? Give me a ballpark figure.
Like let's say 9-10 times a day.
I thought he was gonna say 900. See,
I'm
it's
about
not
to
that
say,
bad.
yeah.
Like 900 times.
Maybe
That's
I don't know.
excessive.
I kind of panicked and just gave the first number that came in my head. But
Yeah,
it's
no
it's
judgment.
I
Like,
think about it every
we're
day.
humans. It's a need.
Every day when I'm like when I have a moment to just like decompress and just think like, yeah, I would always. My first thought is I wish I was having sex right now.
Interesting.
I think about sex probably 70 or 80 times a day.
Yeah, and I like you. I indulge in porn a lot, like pretty much every day. Like I don't always jerk off, but I do like to watch it. It's like it's entertaining to me, and then like even just not like do anything in the act, like jerking off or anything. Like it does fuel me. It just relieves me. Like I enjoy watching sex. I enjoy hearing sex, like through audio. I enjoy looking at photos of girls and visualizing me having sex with them. It just
Me too.
It's like inescapable feeling, and like I guess maybe it's because like I'm not in a relationship, so like I'm not having sex. Maybe that's part of it. But even and I was in a relationship.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
It was still kind of the same. I still watched porn as much as I had sex with my girlfriend, and like still kind of admired women, and I think that kind of played to my detriment and why we're not together. But like, yeah, I don't.
What your attraction to other women?
Yeah, because I think it got.
But when you're in a relationship, your attraction for other people doesn't stop. So I'm confused by that.
I just feel like it became too much where I just was becoming too curious about how it would feel to fuck somebody else, and I let it kind of take over. Like that interest kind of took away from my interest of what I had in front of me. I feel, and it was unhealthy. It still is unhealthy. I feel because I feel like as men, I feel like we can all relate. When we get into a relationship, that's when you notice more women coming onto, or you notice like the shots coming your way,
Why?
or you notice like the sexy girl in your class in the back that you didn't notice when you were in a relationship, like shit like that.
But I feel like men, certain people are just, they're wired that way, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas I mean, there's levels. There's people that are obsessed with it. Every day they go home and they have to jerk off for hours or, you know, and watch porn, and they can't function without doing that. Then you have people that it's like, you know, it's not as serious. You know, like 9-10 times a day, like, or watching porn, you know, throughout the week here and there.
I've had to
There's
chill.
levels.
Like this is like transparency. Mom's listening, whatever. Like I've jerked off.
Stop saying mom's listening. We know mom's listening. It's
like,
okay.
I listen to like I've jerked off.
You don't be any less human simply because mom is
it's
listening.
whatever.
Like if she hears something, I'm sure she can fast forward or just tune out.
Yeah, but like my jerking off has been bad. I've been jerking off like on the weekends, like when I got nothing to do, like it's like 4 or 5 times in a day.
Really?
It's like bad. Like it's like because I'm not having sex. Like
yeah.
I'm very like I feel like I could have sex with someone, but like it's like that shit's like
It's more work.
No, it's not. It's like that shit matters. Like you gotta like that's important. Like sex is important. You gotta give a fuck who you having sex with for the most part. For me, and you can't just be
Okay, but there can be value in just getting your fuck out. Like, of course, you don't just want to fuck people randomly that you don't know here and there. That's dangerous.
I had a one night stand and I regretted it like immediately.
All right, well, there are people that have had one night stands and it was great. You know, I haven't, but I'm just saying, like, there are people that have had it and it's like, hey, we had fun, moving on. Like,
I'm curious, like, what else did your therapist say after you said that? Was she like kind of taken aback by like what you were saying?
No, she's extremely curious. Like, I think she finds me interesting because she just wanted to know more. So she was just like, then she asked me, so how does it feel to have a female therapist? And I was just like, feels great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable with women. So it's like easier for me to talk about things and like open up about things.
You feel more comfortable with her in talking about this than if she were a guy?
Yeah, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because like
you would feel more judged?
Yeah, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you get two different kinds of dudes. You get a dude that's a complete dog, or you get a dude that's just like a stick up his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I never do that. You know what
that voice come from? I never do that.
There is no middle ground.
There's no middle ground. Like, unless it's somebody like I'm friends with who actually knows me, because guys will only keep it real with other guys that they trust. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. That's just how I think, right? But for a female, she's going to give me an extremely objective opinion, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like she's really looking at it from a third person's perspective, because she's not even a guy. So it's just like she can. Yes, there's a slight bias, maybe because she's a female, but at the same time, I'd rather the female bias than the male bias, because a lot of times when I talk to males about shit, they give me the most typical, stereotypical male response.
Like what?
Like, I remember one time way back, I was dating a girl, and I asked one of my uncles, I'm like, yo, man, like, I don't know, man. Like, I like her, but I kind of want to be single, but I definitely, don't want to cheat or anything. He's like, man, just have both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's,
like,
you're giving me your guy's perspective as
yes.
opposed to your medical professional,
Yes.
you know.
And I get that
Help me sort out my issue
from
type
other
answer,
niggas. Like, I've talked to certain guys, and they just be like, man. I remember one of my friends was really just like,
because they're sitting there imagining themselves in your story.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
They
This is what I would do.
I feel like people, it's like projecting. Maybe he wishes he was in your shoes.
And then my therapist asked me, is it because you get a sense of comfort from sex or whatever? Like, what is it that you feel like you're obsessed about with women? And I'm just like, yeah, like, when I look at it, because I love like all shapes and sizes of women, right? But my favorite is like the thick women, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a physical comfort that comes with it. It's literally like being on a pillow. You know what I'm saying? So like, I guess I don't know where that comes from, that need to be around that softness. You know what I'm saying? And it's calming. It's very calming. So that's
not an issue. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
I don't think so. I mean, like, the only reason I feel like that is because it manifests in my dreams, where I'm deliberately, like, I've had multiple dreams where I'm deliberately cheating on my girlfriend, and that bothers me because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying?
To me, I would. If I were in your position, I wouldn't let it bother me, because then I'm acting it out, and I don't got to do it in real life, and I'm good. Like,
I think it's good it's happening in your dreams, because if you do care about your girl as much as you say, and like I feel that, so it's like that's like your temptation, like doing it for you in your dreams. Like, it's not doing it in real life. So I think that's good. Like, you're doing it in your dreams, not in real life. You know, because you'd be hurting someone in real life. You're not hurting anybody in your dreams.
Right.
Are you attracted to your therapist?
She is attractive, but I don't think I'm attracted to her. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, she's attractive. Like, today she was looking really good. But
so you've never, I guess, looked at her and undressed her with your eyes?
I definitely have.
Tonight in a dream you will.
There's no woman
there goes that.
There's no woman that I've ever interacted with, unless it was family, that I haven't undressed mentally. Like, there's no cap.
Like, how does that make you feel knowing that?
I'm buttoning up my jacket right
it's
now.
Just
no,
the
I'm
truth.
joking.
It's
it doesn't
just
bother
the
me.
truth.
I mean, as a female, interacting with guys in general, you would, in a way,
expect that.
It.
That's interesting. I admire your transparency. What else did y'all talk about? Did y'all talk about anything more than that? If you want to open up, I
don't mind. What else did we talk about? And then we were talking overall about some of my goals and shit. boring shit.
It's not boring. Goals are not boring.
Financial
I just want to
goals.
know how your mental health is. Like, are you good?
Yeah, bro, I'm in a way better place though. Like, I'm not depressed. Like, I don't feel depressed anymore. I don't know how to explain it. I told her that I came to a place that what helps me is, the Albert Camus perspective on life. Life is absurd.
The what perspective?
Albert Camus, he's a philosopher in existentialism, and he talks about life's absurdity, right? How you ever heard that song, Life's One Big Traffic Jam?
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, like, that's the thing about life, right? It's kind of like we give meaning to everything. You know what I'm saying? In reality, like, besides our perception on what this means, it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it gives you a sense of relief, because when you get too caught up in shit that's created by other humans, you got to remind yourself that this shit ultimately does not matter, right? The only shit that really, really matters, I think, for me, my priorities in life is the relationships and the energy that I feel and give out while I'm walking this earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, obviously everything else is, you can't take it with you. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to, like, I don't know, like, when I took that class in college and we were talking about existentialism, it just made me realize, like, yo, like, ultimately shit doesn't mean nothing.
A lot of this shit that I worry about
Means
really will have
nothing.
no meaning in the end.
At
No,
the
I
end,
remember I saw a
yeah.
movie a few years ago. I think I mentioned it on the show before. It was with Liam Neeson, and I don't know. It was after Taken, after all those movies he did with Taken, not after the last one, but it was one where there was like a plane crash and it was like the North Pole and wolves
know
were
what
in
you're
it.
talking about.
All right,
The
I'm
Gray.
bad with
The
names, so I don't
Gray.
remember the movie. The what?
Yes,
The
the
Gray.
Gray. Yes,
The Gray. That
I
was
never
a good
saw
movie.
it, but I was talking to somebody with it.
But you go watch it, and that's one of my top movies, just for this one scene where it was near the beginning of the movie, and a guy is dying, and Liam Neeson is with him, and the one thing he asks him is who do you love? And I knew where he was going with it, so I won't go too much into detail. But just that question in itself, I realized he's asking that in that moment because that's all that matters. Not what you've been through, not, whatever the fuck's going on or whatever bullshit has come up, but who matters to you, and vice versa. That's all that fucking matters. And just like you said, the energy that you're putting out into this world and how it affects others.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want my legacy to be known for, like, giving out good energy and, like, reciprocating it when I get it back or whatever. Like, I think I want my legacy to, like, my energy, I mean, to live on longer than my art. I mean, it's the same. I feel like it goes hand in hand, but
I'm gonna keep saying it. You should meditate, but I don't want to push it on you.
no, I do. I need to get back into therapy.
I feel like you would benefit from it. That's just a feeling that I get. You're resistant to it, but I feel like
I just don't understand it. I don't. It's new I understand, like, what you actually do,
but you don't have
the
to do anything.
benefits.
It's really just about, as simple as I can explain. It's really just about taking a few minutes out of your day, 5 minutes, and kind of just checking in with yourself. You could sit quietly for 5 minutes, focus on your breath, try not to think of anything, or if you think of something, let those thoughts develop, but don't really interact with them, and just kind of be calm, and then try doing it every day.
Well, what relaxes me is, like, I repeat my goals out loud, like, obsessively, like a mantra type style, like, and that relaxes me when I get stressed.
So then
So, like, I don't know if that's the same thing, but that's what I've done for myself. What works for me, I do that. When I'm walking into work, I do that. When I'm stressed, I do that every night before I go to bed after I pray. Like, so that's, I guess, do you think that's kind of similar in a way?
I think if that works for you, it doesn't matter if it's similar or
But
not.
I mean, I do appreciate the recommendation. I do want to try something like that, though, like the quietness.
Because I remember I
stillness.
recommended it to you a long time ago. I even sent you something which you didn't pay any mind to.
To me personally, you sent it to the group chat.
To you. And then recently you happened to mention that, meditation, it's all that I need, to kind of stay level. And I'm just like, dude.
That was me dialing back to whenever you sent that. How's your mental health, Coco? How are you?
You know what? This is the first period of time in a long time consecutively where I haven't felt depressed.
Why do you think
And it's
that is?
actually not a very long time, but it's only been like maybe, say, about a month and a half. But it's gotten less, and it's more sporadic. It's not as consistent. So, I mean, for me, it's just been the past few years. I was in a brief but terrible, terrible relationship with a terrible, terrible human being. And a few years back in 2015, my mom had died, and I didn't really start processing it probably till about a year and a half in, which was after she passed, which was about 2017, which was right when I got into that bad relationship. And then in 2018, my godmother, who raised me, passed away. So it was just dealing with that. And that's been on my mind lately because her birthday's coming up this Sunday. So I realize as of recently, the past month or two, I feel like she's been trying to like communicate with me. I've had a little bit of, well, more than one. I've had a visit late at night, and I would say I believe it was a spirit. I know it was a spirit. So
Wait, a visit, like, what is that?
I feel my mom has made her presence known since she's passed. But I feel like recently, and this is kind of a funny story I was telling my friend. I was sleeping a few weeks ago, and I actually wasn't sleeping. I was just laying in bed, conscious, but with my eyes closed. And it literally felt as though somebody took their thumb and pressed it into my eyeball. As weird as that sounds, it was. I can feel a thumb pushing into my right eyeball. So I opened my eyes. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I just started thinking about it. I'm like, who could that have been? It obviously was something trying to reach out to me. The only person I know that has passed away recently that can do something playful like that would be my godmother. So, I know it brought a little bit of comfort, but I'm still like, why the hell did she push? What was that? But that's the only thing I could think because it was that distinct. It wasn't anything that I made up or anything like that. And then about 2 months before that, I was laying in bed, same thing, where I was sleeping, but then I had come to consciousness, but had my eyes closed, and with my cover over my feet, somebody grabbed my foot very gently. It wasn't both these instances. It was I can sense, empathically that it wasn't anything negative or trying to harm me or anything. But the foot thing was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that may have been my mom for whatever reason, trying to alert me, just saying, hey, I'm here or something like that. But with my mom, it was more like after she passed, I saw moths and stuff. So ever since then, in my house, every few weeks, moths will be around, and that never happened before. So I just take that as like a symbol, like, oh hey,
Wow.
yeah. So I don't know how we went from sex to like ghosts, but that was a cool,
Yeah, that was
cool coverage.
perfect.
But yeah, but long story short, yes, I've felt better and I've enjoyed my visits as of lately. But,
Yeah, I feel like the most common thing that would stress people out is finances. You don't seem like have that issue. Your daughter
no,
is
I mean,
good, I'm sure.
I don't got it like that, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like I'm alright. There's nothing I have to worry about right now. So
What about like creatively? Like I feel like out of everyone, I'm not too familiar with your interests are creatively. Like, are you expressing yourself creatively?
I'm more getting into spiritual right now. I mean, I don't. Other than that, like I write a little bit. A lot of the things that I would even want to get down, I haven't. It's all in my head. So I mean, I've been trying, especially the past year, to write a little bit more. But I have writings from like years past, but it'll literally be like 1 or 2 things a year.
Yeah.
Like diary entries or just random things. Ideas of like a story that I'll put out. Nothing completed, and I have like 6 or 7 notebooks just of random unfinished thoughts. It feels weird to sit and dedicate myself to just one thing and kind of finish it all out. I just keep starting, and I usually don't even go back. I'll go back and reread stuff, but I usually don't go back and add to it or anything like that, which is, I don't know, just my own weird way.
I don't know why I'm tearing up. I really don't know
Been
why.
touched.
What are you feeling? What are you sensing?
I don't know.
Lainey just came, and we started off talking about Lainey. CR was talking about his therapy session, and then we somehow transitioned into sex. I talked a little bit about how
CR brought us to sex.
Yes, he did. I talked a little bit about how I've been visited lately by spirits, and now you're here with, I think you're pouring absinthe. Yeah. I'll pass, thank you.
What's absinthe?
It looks dangerous.
How'd you know?
Welcome, Helena.
Hola, everybody.
What is in that Dunkin' Donuts bag over there?
Donuts?
What kind of donuts? Boston cream?
No.
Toss it out. There ain't no
What?
Boston cream in there. Toss it out. Boston cream.
Oh,
is
gotcha. That's the shit.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Ooh.
I don't like those things shoot in my mouth.
I was about to say, I feel weird about cream-filled donuts.
Depends on what it
You
is.
niggas is nuts. How are you, Helena?
I'm good. How's everybody at the table?
Good.
Good.
I was just going around the table doing like a wellness check and everybody asking how everybody's mental health is. And I'm just curious, how are you? How's your mental health?
I'm chilling.
Chilling?
Like a villain.
I don't believe you.
So,
I said chilling like a villain.
so what is this mysterious liquid?
Yeah, what is
So
this?
Today,
Looks like pee.
Doesn't
This
look like
guy.
pee. It looks like sick ass pee, if that's the case, because it's like greenish.
I like the
and-
vibe right now. It's so chill.
Today
good.
I'm
we
sorry,
are
I cut you off.
drinking
It's
Doc
alright.
Hurston's Natural Spirits.
Let me, can I smell it?
Yes.
So do you sip this?
It
Or
is 66% alcohol. It's only made in batches.
It smells like you could strip a floor with it.
so it's almost like
So it's
It's
green
like-
abstinence. So it's made. Spirits distilled from grain with herbs.
So it's absinthe, like not absinthe.
We're gonna find out.
Okay, because
Is
with
it-
absinthe you hallucinate.
Wow.
Oh,
The real shit.
The real
Yeah,
shit.
that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think- I don't think it's that. That's why we poured a little bit. So it's just like a tester for the show. So let's see
I'm
what
scared.
I'm down.
I love the varying reactions.
I really just got scared. I don't want to hallucinate.
But I need to know: do I just
Yeah,
like
maybe you do.
I sip it and taste it,
I
or
think
do you
should
take it
probably
a shot?
sip and
I would-
taste
yeah.
it,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm watching you, Jeff.
Audio listeners, we're doing it.
Ooh,
CR just tried it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
that shit burn.
Where'd you get this?
Oh
Don't worry
God.
about that.
Is this like a particular brand you could shout out or no?
Oh shit.
I just did. I said Doc Hurston.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear that.
Whoa.
It's a product of
Can I see that?
product of the USA, founded in Harlem, New York,
Wow.
Man, see that?
bottled in Brooklyn.
It made my lips tingle.
Just like Jeff, bottled in Brooklyn.
Wait, so you're not really like? How is you like? You're good though. Like you're chilling like a villain. What does that entail exactly?
It just means I'm chilling.
You're okay.
Like I'm good.
I'm not gonna.
He
pry.
wants more out of
Yeah, I'm not
that.
gonna
He's,
pry.
he's not
Right.
satisfied, but
I'm not gonna
Like
pry.
He's doing a mental health wellness check, a check-in
Mhm.
on everybody's mental health. I'm chilling. Like a villain. I don't know. I'm in my shadow side, so you never know what you're going to get.
What happens to you around this time of the year? Does like your mood change when it gets colder and like shitty weather out? I guess that's for the room. Do you all enjoy like this type of like this time
I
of year?
love the fall.
I do like fall. I don't like when it's crazy weather. Like yesterday was 94 degrees and today was like 50
Yeah, I
something.
don't like that, and
So
I don't
that's
like when it
annoying.
gets pitch black by 5 o'clock.
The inconsistency.
I like
No,
that.
I don't like dark time.
No.
Yeah, I
don't
like that, but like the 90 degrees to like 60, that's how you get sick. Like, and
Well, you don't take care of yourself, Jeff. So
No,
that's
I
why you get sick.
I just don't sleep enough actually, and that's kind of where I'm like kind of like sluggish right now because I've been taking melatonin to sleep, and in turn with the melatonin help you sleep makes you groggy and it makes you more depressed. So yeah, I'm kind of like in that phase of like the depression wave. Like,
And why is it that you don't get enough sleep?
I just don't sleep. I'm always at night. I'm just up like thinking.
about.
And hence
life,
why I suggested the
everything.
meditation. But you try something else.
Do
Why
you
don't you try like those? They have different like things to listen to on YouTube, like rain sounds, nature sounds. That wouldn't help you like drift off, maybe.
I do have a fan. I have a sleep fan like app that plays the sound of a fan. That helps me sleep. And I have an actual
Really?
That's
fan, too.
understandable.
Yeah.
Like white noise type of shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a humming.
I just been feeling like I don't know why I'm like feeling about to cry. Yo. Like
What are you sensing right now?
What's
I'm taking this
wrong?
absinthe away. You ain't drinking this shit. I tell you that.
Let
What's
him drink
wrong?
it. Let
Yeah.
him drink
Oh.
it.
What's wrong, Jeff?
I feel like he's sensing something. It's been like a few minutes already.
What's bothering you, bro?
You need a minute.
yeah. I just like I don't know. I really don't know.
Is
Maybe.
it like? Does it feel like an upper or a downer? I mean, most people don't cry if they feel an upper, but is it like overwhelming emotional joy, or is it like I'm about to spaz? I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
All right,
Or
we'll
is it
take
like
a minute.
a dark abyss of sadness and you can't crawl out of it.
I'm not I don't know. Like I feel like it's so weird. I just feel like so
Overwhelmed, confused.
Yeah. Guilty about a lot of things.
You want to say,
You want
or
a piece of donut? Maybe the abstinence is too strong or something.
Nah.
no? Because he
Gotta
was
cross
feeling
it.
that. He said that right before he drank. That's why I'm like. He
No,
said it
yeah.
right when you walked in. He's like, I don't know why I feel like I want to cry right now.
Like, is it me? Is it my energy? Because I am living in the darkest of darkest days. Maybe
It's
What do you feel
weird.
guilty about?
Just how I've treated people. Like I've
Oh, I was
just,
about to say, did he kill somebody?
Nah.
Goddamn,
Not Jeff.
not Jeff.
I definitely treated like the women I've been with, like previously, just not the greatest. My family, I'm not. I haven't been like as present as I could be, and I've been thinking like the darkest thoughts recently. I feel like I've been like thinking about my family's death a lot, and I feel like it's gonna happen before I have a chance to properly, I guess, show them that I give a fuck about them. But like I'm so like it's like this. It's so weird. Like I can be super expressive and like honest with my feelings, but like when it comes to just being present and like I guess spending time, like I just don't want to do that. I just want to be to myself a lot. It's like this weird
sense that.
disconnect, and
You feel guilty for
I
that.
feel guilty because it's like for no reason. Like it's
bad.
I don't have any hate for these people I'm disconnected from, but it's just I just refuse
Sorry.
to be there and spend time. I don't know why. I'm like too to myself, if that makes sense.
How do you feel when you are around your family?
It doesn't-
Predominantly.
like around holidays, like it's so weird. I don't feel like I belong. I feel like I'm so different.
So
I've sat from like from the stairs watching them all interact and like laughing and shit, and I just don't feel like that's my family because I just don't feel like them. I don't relate. I relate to that, but like it just feels so strange. It feels like I'm like an outsider looking at someone else's family enjoy a holiday. You know what I mean? And it just feels so weird, and I don't know why that is.
Have you always felt that way
Yeah,
since you were a kid?
yeah,
And you feel like that's wrong?
yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that maybe you grew up without any siblings?
I don't know. Maybe.
Do a lot of your other family members have siblings?
Yeah. My mom has my uncle and my aunt. My grandmother has my aunt and my other aunt who passed away. Her brother. I'm like and my cousins. The cousins they have siblings. I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't have a sibling out of everyone in my family.
How does that make you feel?
I never thought about it till just now. It never bothered me.
But how do you interact with them? Okay, or is it like tension or
It's not tension. We interact, but it's just not.
you
it
just
doesn't
don't feel so connected to them? Is
I
that
don't
what it
feel
is?
connected.
And you've always felt like that.
Yeah.
And that's the motivation for you creating that space between you and them. When
Yeah.
you want to spend that time by yourself.
But yeah. And like I'm saying, like I want to be more present. I think I said it on the show. That's like a goal of mine, but it's still not doing it. I don't know if it's out of fear or if it's just like
Fear of rejection?
no, just fear of. It's new. It feels new. Like I'm not really a huge. I'm becoming more of I guess a risk taker, but I've never been much of a person who just puts himself out there and tries new things regularly. Again, like I just been thinking like it's like too late. It feels like too late.
Why?
I feel like the time to understand each other is just it's past.
That's a lot of negative self-talk. And I'm just curious why.
What marker signified that time has passed?
I just feel like it's
It's just a feeling?
yeah.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
You don't gotta apologize.
It's not. It doesn't really make sense, but it
No,
makes sense.
no, it's not about it making sense. It's about, how you feel or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I get the sense, like, I don't know. Obviously, you touched a little bit on it that you're there's something that you're not connecting with within yourself, that you're not acknowledging, And I'm not the type to ever suggest to people, do this or do that. It's just not my thing. So that's why I keep telling you to meditate. I've been telling you for a few months because I'm of a certain age, but I don't understand all the feelings that I get. It's hard for me to decipher a lot of the energy that I get. So it presses me down. It makes me feel depressed and things like that. So I'm trying to sort through it better. But I've been getting a distinct message about you, and it's telling me to convey to you to meditate. Sit with yourself for 5 minutes a day in quiet. Somebody, maybe it's not your thing, but something is advising me to share that with you. That's kind of why I shared it with the group, but really my intent was you were the focal point of it. I don't tell people, hey, do this, do that. Oh, you should try that. I just don't like advising people. I feel like I'm intrusive in that way. So the fact that I keep repeating it, consider it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about getting in touch with you're expressing your feelings, but you need to examine where that's coming from and why. Why is it all of a sudden bubbling up now when you have the space to talk about it? Yeah. But why is it so hard for you to go in and have that inner dialogue with yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I do mention, I feel like I've just treated people who really give a fuck about me really badly, and it's like for no reason. I feel like it's like kind of like a defense mechanism to not get hurt. So in turn, I give hurt.
Have you been hurt to a depth where it's like you're trying to protect yourself from that?
I feel like I was born into hurt. Like I wasn't born without a father figure, and I feel like people don't really want to admit that, but I feel like that is important for a young boy to have.
Correct. And you didn't have that.
Yeah.
So,
what? I was gonna ask, do you have any resentment about not having that father figure? And if so, who do you hold that resentment against?
No one. Well, I feel like at the time it was myself, because I felt like the reason why he wasn't present was because of me. I feel like I wasn't planned. I wasn't birthed out of love, so I feel like for me, I feel like that's where the self-hate probably started. And that may have ruined. And like the way I kind of rationalize it in my head is like, maybe my mom did like this dude, but because I was the catalyst to them separating.
But you're not responsible for that. Like you can't.
I
get that's on your mind and the circumstances or whatever. But you're ruminating on something that, you're the result of it. But because you weren't involved in the time, there's no way for you to even imagine what occurred. So it's almost like you're.
And I've never asked.
And you've never asked. So it's like, I'm sure there would be a lot of questions that could be answered from you if your mom was willing to kind of sit down. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But at the same time, you're kind of going in a circle about something, rightfully so. That's, it's a big thing. It's not little. But you're going around in a circle of something and almost kind of, you're torturing yourself a little bit. Yeah. And that's obviously, I'm sitting right in front of you, that's obviously not healthy. So you have to kind of find a way to reconcile that for yourself in order to move on and not continuously come back to a point to something that you're never going to be able to change and you weren't responsible for. So why carry that?
Yeah. I think the key for you would to actually talk about it and get the full story from your mom,
and being prepared, you may not get the full story, but
and just it's better than not knowing, because I feel like with you not knowing anything, you're filling up the missing pieces with your own story, and you're taking that as the reality when it could be totally something different. You know what I mean? I mean that guilt that you feel, towards your family. I don't know. Like, you got to find a way to bridge that gap. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel that maybe somewhere in the back of your subconscious, you feel like you were unwanted. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you just described how you came into this world, and how you've interacted with your family, you feel like an outsider. It almost sounds like you feel like you weren't meant to be. Like, you feel like you weren't meant to be in that family. And it's just like, where does that come from,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where that came from.
Okay. Shit comes up when we don't plan it. So I mean.
But it makes a lot of sense why you feel that way. It makes sense why you feel that way, though.
And like, honestly, these thoughts and like these tears, these feelings, like, they didn't happen before today. I don't know, like, things that maybe I've just been suppressing it with all the quote unquote good things that have been going on. And yeah, because I haven't had any siblings, I've always looked at friends as more of a family, because I feel like those are the ones who really tried to understand me or did understand me or had similar interests, whatever it is. And I think even that was unhealthy, confiding in friends and looking for friends all the time and not going to the people who know you the best or who should know you the best or who are connected to you the closest.
So you felt like you've had a history of an unhealthy emotional dependency when it came to your friendships.
Yeah, and then all those people who I was emotionally dependent on aren't even around. So it's just like, what was it all for? You know?
Do you feel that emotional dependency wasn't fulfilled, and that might would have caused the split between you and some of those relationships?
For sure. I feel like I've always given more than I've ever gotten.
So your expectations weren't met, and that would cause some of the splits.
I'd say so, yeah.
Whereas coming from a friend's perspective, they were probably like, whoa, you're putting a lot of shit on me. We're just friends. We're not like family, you know, depending on how somebody looks at something, you know, and then there's that disconnect where he feels like there should be more effort or whatever it is because we peoples and, you know.
I have a question. Did you ever contact the therapist and the information I gave you?
No.
You should. I think you should. She's very affordable, and I already told her about you.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely consider therapy and meditation. You know, you can't expect things to change if you're not, you know, taking the proper steps. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what other things might be going on in your life or whatever, because you never know anybody's like, you know, side of it. But you know, whatever you can do, try to get into some therapy, because I feel like there's so much you need to talk about that you're feeling. And it's just like right now this is kind of like a therapy session, but you need more than, you know, just this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's like surfacing right now, and I felt like when you said that too, that you do that, like, you know, obviously you're very excited about the show, you love talking about it, but sometimes it does feel like you're using that as a shield from whatever else really is bothering you. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like a distraction. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to talk about it, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also like you're talking about it to avoid talking about talking about something else that's actually hurting you.
Yeah, I agree. I feel awkward.
Don't feel awkward. Man. I think that was a great moment.
I don't cry like that. And like I just been feeling like fed up. I'm not gonna keep it on me, but like just been feeling so like just fed up with just how the world is. Like it's just like it's so bad. Like
you know what I feel like sometimes?
It's always been that way though.
I feel like you put the problems of the world.
I
feel like sometimes he puts the problems of the world on his own shoulders. Like I feel like, I don't know if you feel like you have a major key in the solution for a lot of these problems. Not to say you don't, but at the same time, I don't think you should put that kind of pressure on yourself.
You can't not care.
I'm not saying don't care,
but
also realize that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is just me personally. I think it's okay to understand and admit that there's certain things that you cannot control, certain things that you can't fix. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are problems that are so much bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to accept for some people, but it's things that are just it's beyond us. It's above us. It's above us.
It's above me now.
It's above me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my perception. It might not work for everybody.
No, I respect your perception and your opinion, everything you guys said, and for listening. I feel like Helene is just like absorbing it all, listening, indulging. Yeah, we don't really talk about current events on this podcast,
but you want to talk about a current event.
It just made me so upset. I just want to ask before getting into the event, like, what are y'all thoughts on forgiveness?
Forgiveness is for you, not for the other person.
It's for you, not the other person.
When you forget somebody,
So did y'all see like the Amber Geiger trial with like she killed Bohem Jean in his own apartment, but she got 10 years, and then the brother was like, I forgive you, and then the family's like, I could be friends with her one day.
Listen, I'm not gonna judge anybody I know what I'd do in that position. I'm not gonna judge anybody.
I feel like forgiveness is like really pushed through like religious like lenses. And I feel like all religious people really truly believe in forgiveness. And I feel like if you go in someone else's apartment and you kill them, I'm not forgiving you. Like you. And I heard the 911 call. Like she seemed like she was on one. Like she was there. She wasn't there mentally. Like, and to get 10 years into fucking. It just really made me so mad. Like, I don't believe in forgiveness at all. I can never forgive someone for going into my son's apartment, my brother's apartment, and killing them. Ever. 10 years. There was a woman who fucking sent warning shots, I think, I don't know where it was in the world or what it was for, but she got sentenced to 20 years. Donald Trump, the fucking president, is out here admittedly saying on tape, like, I could walk down wherever street it was and shoot somebody. Yeah, like, grab him by the pussy and he's not being punished. Like, shit like that is just nuts to me. Like, what's the fucking kid, the white kid, I don't want to say his name, give him that light, but he raped somebody and he got off, the white kid in the college. And then the girl's just coming out sharing her story now and how it affected her and shit like that. I just don't, like, shit like that just really, I put it on my shoulders as well. It just makes me upset, like, that we're in a world like this where shit just is not.
There's a lot worse shit going on, though. That's what I'm saying. You can't let it affect you so much.
But it's just suffocating. Like, it's just like, it gets
you cannot
too much.
let it affect you so much that your ass can't breathe. Like, you cannot.
It's either you feel or you get your Sean King. And I hate to use Sean King because I'm not really a big fan of him, but you know, that's my own personal reason. Or you get your Sean King on. It's like you either talk about it or you be about it.
Yeah. You can't be in the middle.
But you can't be in the middle.
Yeah.
Because these are crucial times right now. I'm sorry, but because these are crucial times right now. I'm trying to like get my snack on, y'all. Y'all know me.
That bag is almost gone, by the way.
But I had donut too, so I'm chilling. Anyway, these are crucial times right now. So you're gonna be on the fence, feeling, getting your gun. I don't want to say getting your gun down, but you know, taking the plight of nonviolence, and I'm just gonna pray about it.
Yes.
Or you're gonna go in the field and bust your gun and do something about it, because it's gonna get to the point where niggas gonna have to start realizing, am I gonna bust my gun for my freedom, or I'm gonna lay down for my freedom? Which one you gonna do?
Yeah.
So.
You think it's gonna get to that point?
Hell yeah.
Ultimately. That's why I want to get a gun license.
Like World War III type shit?
No,
like
I mean,
Nat Turner Part 2 type shit?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's gonna get to the point where
I think all the scenarios are possible.
We're gonna have to learn how to hunt and gather.
Yeah.
Plant your own foods again. It's good. We're gonna have to get to. It's gonna be real survival of the fittest, and I don't mean that on some Revelations Bible shit. Just on some survival of the fittest shit.
I agree. I heard Killer Mike say that same thing. They did like a revolt panel with him, Candace Owens, T.I., and he said
the one with T.I. didn't let that poor lady speak.
By the way, she's mad smart, and she said some shit that actually resonated with me. I think I wrote it down. But what do y'all think about that? Like, people who just like during those like debates and the shit like that, just because they don't agree with one person's point of view, they don't even give them the time of day. Like, are y'all willing to listen to sides like perspectives from people like Candace Owens?
I want to hear that. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like you're ignorant if you're not willing to listen to an opposing perspective. It's like you're not getting the full side of the story. Regardless if you totally disagree with that person, you should still be willing to want to know why they think that way.
Listening shouldn't be contingent on whether or not you agree with them or not, because then it's like you just want to hear your own voice over and over.
Yeah, which is dumb.
She said, like, if people know what you fear, then you're the easiest person to control. And, like, she said that black people, we're emotionally responsive to the word racism. Every time we hear it, we get, like, riled up.
And you agree with that? Because that's how you feel about it? Like, 'cause, you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel like we just give too much, like, words too much power. Like, if someone calls me a nigger on the street, like, I know I'm not that.
Can I say that? Okay, you say this. God damn it, Helena. I really came
right now.
Just go ahead.
I really came here just to shut the fuck up today. I swear to God I did. But you say this, but then you yourself are very racially charged.
What What do you mean?
I can't see somebody calling you that in the street and you not saying nothing.
Oh,
basically.
Oh,
like,
I get. Okay, I understand
Yeah,
that.
you even say like you even joke sometimes about how you're not ready for the.
I see you ready
the
to
paper
fight.
People.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like paper people and all that other shit. So it's just like
I just
you can't say that. That's why I say you can't be on the fence all your life.
Yeah. I mean, as I've grown to even work on that, like just to not be so, just rah rah rah, like turn up, like ready to fight. Like as I'm getting older, it's just like I'm pulling up on 28, like. It's just not worth it. It's not going to solve anything. I'm thinking about, like, the repercussions of that more. So, yeah, I feel like as I'm maturing, I mean, I can't speak in the moment how I'm feeling, what's in my system. Maybe that definitely changes. But, like, me right now, presently, the way I feel, the way I want to be, I don't want to give shit like that power. And I don't want my freedom taken away over something like that.
it's like I tell my daughter. I was having this conversation with my daughter the other day. You can, have certain ways about you or certain ideals, but you don't know how you're going to react in the moments.
Yeah.
And depending on the circumstances of that moment, you could blow that whole thing out the water. So you don't know how you react until it's in your face.
That's true.
With all the emotions and circumstances around it.
But I did agree with that part. We are emotionally responsible to that. We are.
It's like I agree with that, but it's also like you can't say that when every day they tell us it's black and white. And I say that because you just said, we just talked about the case in Texas. That's a clear-cut case of, yeah, she killed him. We're going to give her 10 years. And I'm going to give her a hug because I feel so bad about that. She's got to go to jail for
The
this.
Amber Geiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they show us every day in their own face, like, how it really is fuck us. So how do they expect people not to be emotionally charged by that?
Yeah.
Because it's a blatant disrespect in every way you put it. From jobs to schools, even how they're like people will look at you on the street because you of color and you may look very urban or something. And when you open your mouth and you're articulate, niggas be shocked like, oh my God.
Yeah.
He's one of the good ones.
Yeah. That's fly as hell, by the way. I like that a lot.
Glasses.
That's dope. You stole it? Or you bought it?
I mean,
You make it?
I used to be getting money way back in the day, so I did a lot of shopping.
Your PO's listening?
I've never been to jail in my life, y'all.
Really?
She ain't never get caught. She too smooth.
Yeah.
Jail in my life.
Yeah. I feel like even talking about current events is so, like,
Yeah, knock on wood.
it's not.
Thank God, yo.
Even talking about current events, I feel like it's just not for us at all.
We've done it here and there.
We have, but it's just like, I don't know. People don't want to hear our opinion on that shit. Maybe they do, but I feel like there's 80 other opinions before us with bigger platforms and probably someone you can relate to more.
That's why you make your opinion the most truthful jackasses shit ever. Good,
That's
realer
like-
than real than real.
That's how you shine through.
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself, yeah.
Be
People
100%
sip
Nobody else
honest.
is like you, yeah.
That's very true. I don't know if anybody came here with something specifically on their heart to speak about. I feel like I was not expecting to open up like that. I don't cry in front of people like that. So that was
Maybe
the first
we've
time.
reached a new level of trust.
I don't think so, but it's okay.
I think so. I mean,
You would think so, but
no. Only reason I didn't
didn't.
like it is because there's a camera in my face. I
it's
try
not in your face.
That's why I try to turn like this way to cry, like so it's like nobody
Paparazzi.
seeing. Yeah, but we have. Should we make some announcements
Of
of
what?
things coming up?
Yeah, why not?
Do like a brief intermission of. Shout out your shit, CR. Your shit's coming up.
Yeah.
Yo, word. Shout out to the whole Jump Out the Frame team. Jersey's Got Talent is going down 11th. Oh, my bad. I have food in my mouth. I'm sorry. It's going down November 2nd. It's a Saturday at the Movement Space in Elizabeth. Hold on, let me chew this, y'all.
This nigga's hungry, bro.
So the date
I-
changed,
look,
right? It was an
every-
earlier date, right?
It was. and it
Okay,
had
so
to
it's a good thing
change.
I didn't post about it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the date now?
I actually did post about it,
It's
and then
November 2nd.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. Is that bad?
No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
I did post about it, and I got a DM. It was like, delete that shit.
That's a Saturday,
Yeah.
yeah? It's a Saturday.
And
November 2nd in
Yes.
Elizabeth, New Jersey.
it's going
the
down.
entertainment capital of the
Yes,
world.
Yeah.
Is it
It's
really?
going to be.
It's yeah, bro. It's popping in Elizabeth.
The talent's there, eh?
Mhm.
Yeah. But the only reason I wanted you to shout your shit out now, like just because like I feel like you don't as much.
You're right, and it's because I kind of like put on this podcaster hat, and I forget sometimes about like the music.
He switches his hats.
I
Look at
do,
that. He's
yeah.
that dedicated.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
I forget, but you're right. I need to start talking about what we're doing more often.
Yeah.
Because we do have interesting things coming out. I'm also about to be on a show called Battle Bar Zone. Yeah, that's gonna be on November 9th. It's in Monroe, New York. Huh?
Okay.
Oh, that's the same day as the New York Comedy Festival with Tori. I got my ticket yesterday.
Oh shit, I saw that too.
Yeah,
I
go
want-
see Tori.
Nice.
November 9th.
November 9th. It's early though. I think it's like from 5:30 to 6:30 or like 6:30 to 7. It's like an hour and a half.
You know what?
That's my daughter's birthday, so I'm definitely doing something with her that day. But I gotta go dip out and go to this show.
That
Maybe,
is so
maybe I'll
dope.
take her. I don't know.
You know, last conversation we had, you were saying we need to show up more and support people.
We do.
But I need to be proven that people will show up and support with us.
Shut
first.
up.
I need to
Shut
know because I know reciprocated energy.
Such a pay for play. Shut up.
Reciprocated energy.
You are though.
I'm probably gonna go with you to that too. But
You
I'll
better
keep
get
you
your
posted.
ticket, brother.
Jeff's love
How much
is
was it?
transactional.
$10. Very
Oh, $10.
reasonable.
You heard me.
Yo, don't do that. I heard you. Yes, I heard
I
you.
said Jeff's love is transactional.
Don't do that. Hey, it's
But,
it's important. There's love knows no bounds. Okay. I want to ask you a question
That's
because I feel like mostly Helena.
What a chaser.
What is that?
She said she should have brought a chaser.
Why you got the orange star? That's
Because that's all I had left in my pack.
I
and
love
that's all
orange
I
flavored
did.
candy, except Starburst.
oh
Wow.
Because as soon as I said it, she went to go tear me one. That's why I was like, I don't like Starburst.
She said that shit.
I don't know because I don't. I'm really weird. Yo, okay. Number one, I used to like pixie sticks. That's really my candy. My
Like that-
candy
that's
realm
the-
is very
that's like
very
the
small.
dust, right?
Yeah, pixie sticks, sweet tarts, and
Got that Coke.
honestly, I
That's
think
what
that
I'm
was
saying.
it.
Coke and pills.
And an interesting fact, I just saw on Extra that there was like a map that they made as far as the number one candy for every state, and New York State is pixie sticks. I was very proud.
For real?
Still?
Yeah, I thought it was odd though. It's like pixie sticks. I don't know too many people into them.
I used to
So
love
I'm
pixie sticks
surprised.
too, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
I never fuck with that shit.
No.
Hell no.
I would have thought now laters, excuse me. But how we say
Now
it?
laters.
Now later.
I didn't like how they
Now
stayed
It's
hard
now
so
later,
long.
not
Said
now
Cocoa
and later.
Pills.
He did.
How did you say that?
I meant
Remember-
candy people, not that kind of
No,
candy.
look, I
It was
remember.
funny,
But I
though.
remember being a kid. You know how some candies you did stupid shit with. So you had like remember the cigarette candies they used to have.
Oh,
like, they used
yeah.
to blow the smoke.
Yeah.
They used to eat the gum when it was all done. But
I was the friend
remember-
that said, "Don't do that because you're gonna smoke when you get older." Mind you, I'm fucking chain smoking after the
Bro,
fucking
that
show.
was me in 7th grade. I
Don't
was
do
against
that.
smoking. Like,
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
but that
I was in
I was the one
Dare.
telling everybody don't do shit.
Dare,
I was
yeah.
in
See, I wouldn't
Dare.
tell
I
you
was
what to
like-
do, but I tell you
Yeah.
don't do shit.
they used
Go
to
ahead.
ask me like, "Yo, Riley, you ever gonna smoke?" Hell no, man. It's bad for your lungs.
No, you were
That
saying
was-
about the candy
But I
cigarettes.
remember my older brother with the pixie sticks. He was like, and we all was just following his dumb ass.
I think I know she's going with this.
I would eat pixie sticks for like a line of coke.
Yup.
Oh,
Real? You would
yeah.
sniff it?
No,
Yeah,
my mouth
Nick-
though, like you put
Yeah,
the straw in
yeah,
your
yeah.
mouth, go.
Yeah,
Yup.
niggas
Really?
done that.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yup.
dumb shit my older brother was doing. I
used
remember
to do
all,
that
all the
shit.
kids was doing it in the house.
I used to get the jumbo ones, the big. Y'all never got those? They had
Oh,
like
yeah.
the really big ones from like Great
yeah.
Adventure and
I
stuff.
like good candy.
Ooh, I'd be high all day off that sugar.
I like
Damn.
good
I
candy.
had a
Like
rant about candy a while ago. My favorite all-time candy is the Sour Power that was in the box, and it was 10 cents a piece. And
I
they
do
would put
remember it,
in
but
a
I didn't
brown
eat it,
paper
yeah.
bag. It was like the best thing in the whole wide world. Like the Sour Power in the packages now can't even touch.
It's like watered down.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
like-
It's not like
talking
the
about.
real.
Never, yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
that.
I'm fucking
Can't
with the
even touch it.
Airheads, the red and pink Starburst, not the orange and yellow ones. It's for the poor people.
Oh
the
my
tropical
gosh.
Starburst, the sour Skittles.
Orange and yellows for the poor people.
Yeah, because that's all y'all got
Y'all
left. Because
crazy.
that's all that's left
Who's
over.
y'all?
See, I didn't eat candy.
Not
I
you.
used to steal. God forgive me. I used to steal candy. I used to steal candy from the store and resell it
think
at
we
school.
all
But
used
you
to.
know,
And I made a
You
killing.
did that?
I made a killing.
You
for a
did
little
that.
while. Then I had
Fuck
on the
outta
books.
here.
I had the books and everything. And then everybody was
I was
IOU.
from
I'm like, oh,
Brooklyn.
y'all
You
cut
gotta
off. I had to
chill.
shut down my
But
store.
you do know they just came out with the red and the pink pack of Starburst.
Yes.
So before that, you was eating yellow and orange like everybody else. So
No,
you
I was-
too vicious
no.
to throw them away. Or you gave
No,
it to
no.
somebody
I was
that,
only
like-
eating the red and pink and leaving the yellows for the trash.
Oh
The
my
yellow and orange for the
God,
trash.
so wasteful, you bougie
Hey,
bastard.
bro, I like what I like, bro.
Wow.
And it's especially like when Halloween come around, because like they would give you like They would be too cheap to give you the full pack, so they give you the one with the 2-pack at Starburst.
Oh, yeah.
So if you got it, it's hit or miss. You getting 2 yellows or you getting 2 pinks.
Oh,
And if I got 2 yellows, them shit's getting thrown
Those
out.
are the
I used to
99-cent
always
store
get
packs.
blessed and always get orange and pinks with those. Like to this day, I don't think. And if I got a yellow or orange, it's always with a red or pink.
Did y'all go trick or treating like that when y'all were kids?
I
Yes.
did, yeah, I did.
I lived in
Fire.
It was a big
Fairfax.
thing for like
think-
to make my costumes and all that shit.
The
yeah.
last time I went trick or treating, I think it was, I want to say like 9th grade. I dressed as, God forgive me now, but I dressed as Bill Cosby.
I want to see that picture. And if everybody has like a picture of them in their Halloween costume when they were younger, they have to bring it in so we could post it.
I wish
Yeah,
I
I
had
had
That'd be
a-
so
I had a-
cute.
I had
Our
a
little
old
Halloween
ass-
looking.
Old ass sweater. I dressed
I'm
up
giving
as
y'all
Bill
no fucking
Cosby.
Did you talk like them too?
Yeah, I did.
For the day?
There's no
Yeah,
pictures to give. We didn't
Come
celebrate
on.
Halloween.
I did his pudding pop impression.
Can you do it now?
First you put the pudding in the pot, then the pot with the banana, then you chow down.
Yo, you think people in jail ask him to do that?
Probably.
Yo, can you do that for me? I loved you as a kid, bro.
I see him sitting in jail like the guys from Goodfellas, his own little private entry.
He probably getting
Might
his
cook
back
his
blown the
meals.
fuck.
Oh
out.
my God. Jeff.
Why he,
Amazing.
he didn't rape kids?
No,
Yeah.
he getting
Yeah.
raped.
No,
he
he
getting
not.
his just due.
No, he not.
I don't think
No,
so.
he
Bill is getting his back blown out.
No, he not. You
He
can
may
next
like
year,
it
no, he not.
though. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wish I was still like, I wish you could still trick or treat and not feel worried about it as you get older, because it was fun. Like it was
you
a
got
time.
parties to go to as an adult. What you doing? You go to
Yeah.
adult parties in Halloween.
No, but you don't get candy at the parties. You
you
get.
do. What parties you go to?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been to a Halloween party.
You ain't
ever.
You ain't been
Yeah.
to the right one. I tell
Yeah,
you
you
that.
ain't got no nieces and nephews.
No,
Huh.
that or like I guess
Little cousins? You got little cousins?
Yeah.
Take them trick or treat them. That's what I do. I take them kids trick or treating. I'd be right there like,
Still the
Give me some of
candy.
that shit.
oh
I
yeah.
definitely see that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was trying to get to before we got. How did we get to candy? How did we? I don't even know how
We've
we
jumped
got.
a
Little kids
leapfrog
gotta pay
amongst a
that
lot
tax.
of subjects here.
I was gonna say like, I feel like out of everyone on this show, like we all say like probably things that people disagree with, shit that could possibly get us censored or canceled in the future.
I'd probably do it the most
No.
though.
I was gonna say that I didn't want to just put it all on you. I tried to lean into it, but like I just want to see who would catch the beat.
Say it with your chest out, little nigga.
Nah, I was just curious. Like, do y'all think about that
But what?
censorship and like getting like crucified for your opinion?
Yes and no. I kind of like try to only say things that I have no problem answering for later. But that's just me in general, because like I spent a lot of time speaking in public, so I always think like that. So yeah, like I think about it, but it doesn't stop me from giving my true opinion on shit.
I only brought that up because I was watching Jack Dorsey. He's the head of Twitter on Joe Rogan the other day, and they were talking about like the reasons why they would like cancel a certain account for saying something like that, saying anything. And Joe Rogan brought up the point that he was like, if you say an offensive word to a white person, they won't get canceled or get blocked or get their account shut down. But if you say something to a person of color, then it's not gonna matter, and then like they'll get the shit taken down, whatever. And I looked it up. There's only 22 slurs that you could use against a European person. But if you go, I also equally looked up the list of slurs you could use against a person of color, and it's like it's like 2 pages worth. And it's just interesting to me that he brought that up, and it's just like no one is even out here. I never think to say anything to a white person, like besides like fuck you or you fucking dickhead, whatever. Like I don't know of any slurs that a white person could possibly take offense to.
I've learned from Charlemagne some of them.
What?
Like calling them mayonnaise. Like
Mayonnaise?
yeah, he just for the record, this is for racist white people. This is not for all white people. This is for the racist white people. Yeah, he calls them crackers. He calls them Hellman's mayonnaise. Hellman's.
I love Hellman. Shit, man.
You eat mayonnaise?
I like
It's
mayonnaise.
the best.
I like
Except
mayonnaise.
the
Yeah,
man
eat
who wants a
mayonnaise and
Boston
what?
cream
Heathens.
donut. Now he
Right.
eat mayo. Damn.
Heathens.
Choose a side.
Nigga, I'm choosing a hot sauce. If I had a choice between a side to go on something, I'm choosing hot sauce every time. It goes on everything.
Because his black heart is that strong.
Yes, mayonnaise. I'm looking at y'all a bit different now.
I give a
What?
If I get y'all
So
know
you
what
don't like
bread-
tuna
shit. I don't give a
salad?
shit,
Nah.
brother.
What?
Nah.
Potato salad.
You eating
You
some
don't like
dry
egg
ass
salad?
potato salad? That's what
No.
you're saying? You eating some dry ass potato
Well, who
salad?
make
I'm
your-
not eating
how
it.
you eat your
You're not
homemade
eating it. Oh,
mashed
see, now I'm looking
potatoes?
at you funny.
My homemade mashed potatoes.
I put mayo in my shit.
I'm trying to think, but that's
When
not
I
even
could
have
eat,
mashed
I can't
potatoes.
eat mashed
You know, like to get a perfectly nice grilled cheese, sometimes it's good to do it in mayo.
Mayo.
I didn't know
Gets
that.
it nice and golden brown. That's right.
Can I
Don't
be
put
honest?
butter on
Can I
the
be honest
outside.
with y'all?
No.
I had my first grilled cheese for the first time this year,
Wow.
and it was at Starbucks,
Whoa.
and it was fire.
That's disgusting.
It was
yeah,
even
don't do
fire.
that again. How about
Yeah.
It
don't
was
do that again?
so. It was. It
How
was
about
crispy.
don't do that again?
And it was so good. It was the same.
It
around
probably
the same time.
wasn't even
It was around the
cheese.
same time. It maybe wasn't, but it was fire. And I'm shit.
That's why.
I'll have another one.
Because you don't know what the fuck a
By the
real
way,
grilled cheese
Starbucks,
is.
Starbucks, if you're listening, Starbucks, if you're listening,
That
I
was
love
like
your
mad
crispy grilled
disappointed
cheese.
just now. It's like that was mad revealing.
Mad
Yeah.
I was mad vulnerable, and I just got judged in a text.
Yo, you got judged to the max.
It was so
I'm judging
good,
you.
bro.
Like, what?
Have you ever had fried bologna?
I've had fried ham.
No, sir.
It's not the same. I've never had fried
Where
bologna.
did you grow up?
Not Brooklyn.
I've never had fried bologna. That's not
I've
a
had
common
fried
thing.
bologna. It's,
Alright.
I think it is.
It's not.
In
I
the
feel like
hood.
Either
it's
fried
like-
bologna or spam. One or the
I've
other.
had both.
Okay, I've had
So-
spam. I've had spam, and I like spam.
That's all right. It's like my last. I'll take corned beef over spam any day.
I don't think I've had corned beef.
I like corned beef.
I've
I've
grown
had
out of
spam,
corned
but
beef.
not
Spam is a
corned
little
beef.
spicy.
Y'all call it bully beef.
Have y'all used to eat something as a kid so much and like you kind of don't even fuck with it now? as an
Vienna
adult?
sausages.
Yeah, exact.
Yo,
High
that
five
is
on that
the
one, brother.
thing
Yes.
I've never
No
eaten.
more Vienna
I
sausages
used
for
to
me.
fuck them shits up, and
I've
now I
never
can't
eaten
even
that
take the
shit.
Yeah.
smell of them.
I used to fuck with meatloaf
Same.
a lot.
I love the smell of it because my little brothers and my older brothers, all the kids around me would eat it, but I was just like, I will not eat that. Like hell no.
I didn't like it. It looks
Open
like
a
little
can of corned
fingers.
beef.
Look like little baby fingers to
Give me
me.
some hot dogs.
I used to really fuck with meatloaf and I hate it. I used to fuck with
Roasted
pork
ham,
chops.
my
I don't even touch pork like
Grew up
that
on
at
that
all.
shit. My godmother was Jewish, so I was eating meatloaf, mashed potatoes at least 3 times a damn week.
Yeah, meat and
Damn.
potatoes.
Meat and potatoes. That
Yo,
was
why
our
that's-
squares.
yo, not
Meats
for
and
nothing,
potatoes.
And if it wasn't for us, they still be eating meat and potatoes.
Facts.
That's a fact, yeah.
Facts. That's major facts.
That's all they would be eating, meat and potatoes. Somebody would have came over and showed them the pasta eventually, but it still would be meat and potatoes and
Yeah.
pasta.
But that was it still works in its own way today
I
in
mean,
different
they-
variations.
they still do it.
Well, Asians invented pasta.
I never knew.
Did you
that.
know
Not the
American?
Italians.
Did you know American cheese was made
Asians.
in?
Look at that new information every day.
Yes.
That was I'm about to go home and
You
research
think
that.
it's
bitch.
Italians?
Yeah,
It's
I thought it
Asians.
was.
What was
Asians
it?
invented noodles.
American
Wow.
cheese.
Oh,
there we
that
go.
makes so much sense.
Wait, what?
Ramen.
Asians
said-
invented noodles.
Let me put my
Oh.
variation on it.
Yeah.
But people, common knowledge people would think it was the Italians
Yeah.
because it's such part of their cuisine. And I mean, as with
As with
Asians, but Asians
too,
invented
yeah.
noodles.
But you know, I'm not a noodle
Yeah.
fan. Like ramen and stuff like that. La la la. That's the I remember being a kid. I was sick. We had what's that? The little package soup.
Ramen noodles.
Yeah, I had ramen.
The other one,
noodles.
which one? The
Chicken.
square package or the
Yeah,
cup of noodle?
The square package.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Square
ramen.
package ramen.
And I'm sick, and I had that and Kool-Aid.
That's
Red.
so
You was
much
in a black
sodium.
house.
Do you know how
You
much
was definitely
sodium
in a
is in that
black
thing?
house.
You had that
Black
red.
House.
So much
Red
sodium.
Kool-Aid. Threw up all over the kitchen table.
my
Yeah.
I never
God.
touched ramen noodles. When I look at it,
The
I was,
sodium.
the one time I did eat it, I was at one of my best friend's house, and it was like such the hoodest house in the whole wide world. But they hooked that shit up, and I was just like, yo, I've never had.
And you
ramen
gotta do
noodles
that.
like
Yes.
But I've never eaten it
gotta
since
I get
then.
it. I get it.
It's just like I relate that to like
That moment.
blah.
Yeah. I get it. But when I make my ramen noodles, I chop up onions, peppers.
I heard like you
Yeah.
can really fuck.
I
up
could
a
eat
packet.
ramen like from those restaurants that make the big ass ramen
yeah,
bowls
yeah,
and put all
yeah.
that cool
Yeah.
shit in it.
Yeah.
That I can totally have. I
Yeah.
can't
What's the
have
thing
the
with
package.
The egg, though? Is
I don't
it
know, but
half
you know what?
cooked or is
I
it all the
tried
way
it.
cooked?
I only
With
had
the
it
egg?
once, honestly, but it was really great. That
With the
place
egg?
eventually closed
Yeah.
down. But the egg,
wonder why.
it's so fucking good.
So it's like, is it half cooked or all the way cooked? Like,
Well,
Is
it's
it it looks like
cooked,
gel
but
to
it's
me.
it's runny. Like when I
I
ate
love
eggs
that,
more,
yeah.
like a soft boiled egg, when it's runny,
Oh no.
So good.
Like an egg's been
not soft.
Benedict
You don't want it
that
dry
thing?
because then it's dry and got no flavor.
I don't
You got
like
it
that.
runny. Oh, you crack it and it drips out.
I forgot Coco was
Talk
hungry.
about food porn.
Yeah, I forgot you were hungry. You probably shouldn't talk about food anymore.
No, I don't like that.
I'm getting hungry now too. Well, you don't like
Korean
runny
barbecue.
eggs?
No.
Korean barbecue?
No, I was just saying Korean barbecue because I'm hungry. He's so good.
That's the problem with Korean barbecue is going with a group because like I feel like you're not gonna ever get enough food.
No, you have
'Cause you
to
gotta
order a
split it.
lot of food, especially if you have a big group.
Yeah.
Because I told you we went and it was 4 of us. I went with my daughter and we ordered the 4 and we were stuffed. But when we went,
Nigga, I
we
was
only
starving.
ordered 2 little orders of the meat because
Yeah.
that shit adds up. But the 2 little orders of meat, we were hungry like an hour after that.
I'm gonna take y'all to my favorite Korean barbecue restaurant one day. Because
why they give more portions or more?
Yeah, because like you can get like it's kind of expensive.
Food is better in Jersey though. Not for that.
No,
You
it's
said this
out here.
before.
It's out here.
Really? Where?
It's
Why didn't you say anything the
She
night
out
we were
here riding
going?
for Jersey, y'all.
No, but the food. I always say. You know, I always talk shit about Jersey. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. But I love y'all.
You're a Jersey native at this point.
I'm not, son.
You
no,
got-
I'm
He
not.
always says
You got the
this.
New Jersey Transit app on your phone to buy the
always
tickets.
says this.
You go back and forth every
I'll
other
update
weekend.
you after the
every
show,
weekend.
Jeff. Be
Oh,
easy.
How you know what
Anyway,
she do on the,
yeah, you
supposed
don't
to
even
put
know.
that out there like that?
You don't even know.
Very true. My bad. Edit
okay.
out. We'll edit that out.
No, it's fine.
Okay, we have
Let's
never
keep
edited.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say you never edited.
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
Mike. The fuck?
Should we have edited at some point up to this point?
Maybe a little. No.
I never thought about that actually.
Unless you want to censor my ass, then.
But you don't really say. I feel like you hold back.
No, because that's what I want to say. Like,
That's him fucking with you. That means he wants you to give more.
Yeah.
You don't
think-
feel she holds back.
I think
you
it depends on the day because there's some days where she don't hold back.
No, but you do check yourself, be like, maybe I'm saying too much, or like, and then you'll proceed to go in. But I feel like you don't.
you do that too. That's
Yeah.
funny. Sometimes you do be like, maybe
That's
I'm
just a
saying too much,
disclaimer.
and then you go back in.
That's just a disclaimer.
yeah.
That's
but
just like,
I
I'm forewarning y'all.
honestly-
Don't be
your
offended.
shit. Talk
I
your
honestly,
shit.
but I do talk my shit because I don't give a fuck. Like,
No, you shouldn't.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. This one's saying you're holding back. I feel like that's just him
don't-
using.
Maybe not holding.
Trying to,
Okay, maybe that was the wrong.
She
word.
has her
reverse
days when
psychology.
she might be quiet, but when she does feel like talking, she doesn't hold back though.
I just feel like you could always go harder. I guess I would like for
this
you
one
to.
here.
This guy.
I'm not,
No, because she's-
See, everybody's mumbling.
No, but I appreciate her honest opinion on a lot of things, so I want to hear
go
more.
harder on what? Because me
Anything.
and you fight about everything. Like, we don't agree on half of anything.
I'm
So
not
what
saying
the fuck
about-
You want me to go
I'm not in
harder
terms
on?
about us fighting. I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm just saying, like, even like we on the show, like we be talking, like I still don't like me and you don't agree on half the shit. Like I'm a Kanye, I stand behind Kanye a lot of shit that he say, and you stand behind whatever fuck is floating right now. So I don't.
Well, no, the
be-
Kanye isn't a good example because I feel like he kind of feels the same way. He feels like people are
Yeah.
beating up on Kanye or whatever.
Oh,
So
now he
y'all
do?
might be on.
But I don't know. It's like I don't know how you want me to go hard. You want me to get more in depth about who I am and where I come from, get a little soft, get a little emotional. Yeah, I could do that. But how you want me to do that? Because I think I've said before on the show, like my kind of background, like my grandmother raised me.
No, it's not. It's not about that.
It's
It's
like-
not about the personal shit. I'm just saying, like
Like, what
you
do
do
you-
check yourself sometimes before you proceed to go in. You do be like, maybe I'm saying too much, and I want
Because
that to
you
be
know it
eliminated
is,
from your.
No, it is eliminated. But you know it is when people go out there and they have get-togethers, and then it's just like bitches is out here talking about I said one thing and I ain't say half the shit she think I said. You know what I'm trying to say? So once that was brought to the light, it's just like not me trying to be careful about what I'm saying, but it's just like I need to start articulating more what I'm saying so you motherfuckers get the
I
point.
don't think it's that people don't.
and
If
not
people don't
try to
understand, that's
come
not
at
really
me
your
for
responsibility,
bullshit.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
If they don't
too.
understand,
That
so
didn't get me
if
mad
they
when she said that.
misconstrue something
Huh?
you said,
But I'm trying to like just give people the I'm giving people what I'm me and I can only be me.
I got
so
mad.
you're gonna
when,
get me how you get me. We don't even have to talk about that because that was a personal thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're gonna get me how you gonna get how you want to receive me. It just is what it is. Like I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I'm lit all times and not in like the good way, not in a good or bad way. Just like I'm mentally always having a good time in my head. So I don't know.
yeah. I just feel like if you just disagree, like you could have that, but like you don't have to. I don't know. Just I don't know. I'm
I don't
going
know,
back.
'cause
I'm going back to that situation. I'm not going to talk about it, but like
No, we're
it
not
just made me
talking
so
about
mad.
that at all. Like because it all started by you saying that you know I need to give more, I hold back or something. But I don't. If I do hold back, trust me, it's for a good reason. Because what I'm about to. Because when I did try to say the whole thing about the Holocaust, like I got shut the fuck up right quick. So it's just like there's certain things I really can't say. There's certain opinions I really should keep to myself. Because
Isn't that
that's
going
the-
along with like censorship though? Like do you think it's because of like?
No, I feel like there's private conversations for private rooms, private times. That's like, especially when you're talking about your own people, never let the paper people know all the tricks of the trade and all the nannies, and, all the little crooks and nooks and nannies. Some things should always be kept within the community and behind closed doors.
I understand.
And I do believe that. And that's why I'm just like, I'm so confused with the way the world is going today because discretion has walked out the door and left the building.
That's facts. That's facts.
It's just like people are just so like
Obvious.
Fearless.
obvious.
Open.
And I don't think it's fearless. I think it's a let me outdo you and get credit for it. Like, it's like who can be the most dumbest person or some shit like that. It's just like who can get the most likes. Because that's what I don't know. Because I don't understand why everybody is so like. I think it's also social media too, because it gives you the chance to put your gun out in the air. So it's like mad bullets flying in the air. So you got, and that's why discretion also leads, because people are now it's no longer Susie's in the other town and little Lily Mae over here minding the kids. Now it's we can get on our phones and see on Facebook, and people be, sneaking pictures. And so discernment is just out the window. Discretion is out the window. People just lost their goddamn mind on some levels.
I just said fearless because they're using this as like a shield to block them from the world's
So is that
opinion.
fearless?
That's not fearless.
No, because they have no fear expressing their opinion.
That's not fearless. That's still cowardice in a sense, because that's still your.
I agree.
There's a lot of people who hide behind their phones. A lot. They're very bold on social media. But
I bust my gun and on my phone and in the face though.
And there's some people like that. They talk that shit in person and on the phone, nigga.
Word. I don't think we. I wanted to talk about this with you specifically, Lainey. The whole impeachment shit. You said it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
This reminds me of Saturday
Oh,
Night
yes.
Live sketch. Remember we
Coco
watched
had
it?
me watching Saturday Night
I was like,
Live
please
over the
watch
weekend,
it.
and
Last
was
week's
awesome.
episode
It
where
was so
Woody
awesome.
Harrelson
Yes.
hosted.
Oh, that was recent. Yeah, damn.
That shit
I wanted
was
to watch
so
that.
awesome, but they had to, they did the Democratic primary debate, and it was like so real and funny. Take a sip.
I just wanted to.
Sip that
deflection.
absinthe. Sip that absinthe.
Is there like honey in this?
Oh, you wish.
Try it. And see.
I don't take like 3 sips. Like I'm just like,
There's no honey in
That
this?
shit, I ain't.
take a sip.
Oh
of this,
my God.
drink that.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, the
Whoa.
face he just made, I never want to see again. How
That
about that?
shit is. It's real.
That face.
It's real. Like this
Sorry.
is
It's okay.
Me
It
too.
was a private moment face.
shit right here.
I
Never
think-
had nothing this
I
strong
think-
in my life.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think
I think
Trump
the
is going back for 4 more years.
Do
Let me
not
say
put that
something.
shit
the
in the
impeachment's
air.
gonna happen,
But
it's
yes,
gonna
it's a
cause,
possibility.
the impeachment's gonna happen. It's gonna cause World War III.
Don't put that shit
It's
in the
gonna
air
cause
either,
his
and no, it's
people-
not.
The people look at him as a savior. When they take their savior away, they're gonna react in a way
Who's
where
the people who look at him?
his
as a
base,
savior?
the 45-50% that follow him to the ends of the earth, that
Who's that? The people in America?
the people who are at his rallies, yes, in America.
People in
Yes.
So how the fuck that about to cause a World War III?
Okay, not World War III, but like,
that's
well, racism is a
and
global thing, so
not
it
for
can make.
nothing. It's about time we had another fucking civil war at this point. I'm sorry.
We're overdue.
Okay,
It's time.
we're overdue for this shit. At this point, yeah, we overdue. It's too many babies out here dead.
Which war was it with the what's his name? The black dude who was the first person to run out. Atticus. Who the first person to die? Fuck. This is crazy, and I'm tired. I'm trying to think. I forget the black dude's name. Who was the first person to die on the flag for the American people? Anyone knows?
On the flag for the American people.
Maybe I'm saying it
Exactly
wrong.
how?
All right.
You do that research. As we come back,
But Civil War, you think we're due for another one?
I just think we due for some real life
Conflicts?
shit. Not like because it's just like, listen, at this point, either we're gonna live in harmony, we about to be segregated again. Like, what the fuck do y'all want us to do? Like, what do we do? I'm
Whatever
all
the fuck we want now.
And that's very true. Whatever the fuck we want, but I do feel like we do need to put. It starts with putting more power in the black dollar.
Yes. Facts.
And once we do that,
We
I feel
can
like when
gain
we
some
do
actual
that,
momentum.
we would kind of like slowly segregate ourselves anyway.
And that's what I was going to ask for the table. I want to ask you guys this. What are your ideas about the, I guess you can call it segregation, yeah, but, about us having our own communities and having our own everything. Like, how do y'all feel about that realistically?
Segregation was a great concept. It was just poorly executed, and I feel like it could work now.
But I feel like I get where you're coming from.
No, I get that too.
But
like,
I feel like the issue is when it's
it was
mandatory.
how it started in a sense.
Yeah.
Like segregated started because it was, I don't know. Did it start that way, or was the world truly already segregated on its own?
I feel like segregation I feel like it's subconscious in people. Like you go to people who are familiar with, you're familiar
You feel
with.
safer.
Right. I feel like the only thing about segregation, it shouldn't be mandatory. Like where people, like if somebody decides to come to this community, you shouldn't shun them out if they want to come and hang out or whatever. But I'm not against like people being with their own people. But I don't feel like it should be enforced to the point where no, you can't mingle with this group or that group.
Do you feel like there should be like a divide, not maybe like a line down the country, but like just a zone where we would all be separated to?
I wouldn't be mad if it was, because it's already like that, right? But the only, but my only, it's already like that. But yeah, it's already like that. It's an unspoken segregation, and it's
that exists in
that
America.
exists in America. And the biggest fine line is your level of income, right? That's what causes inevitable segregation.
Classes, it's like that's what we have the social classes.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, I wouldn't have a problem being separated from a certain group of people if we still had great resources, if we had a great, you know what I'm saying, infrastructure, if it was equally equal to their area. You know what I'm saying? Like I would enjoy living in the hood if the hood had better resources, had, just was better taken care of. Like, I have no problem being around my people. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's just the environment that we live in is the poorer environment with less resources, less infrastructure, less structure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think that probably that would reduce maybe crime in a sense.
I think it would too.
It would try to clean everything up in a sense.
I think it would too if we were just like, if the hood, obviously you can't change the mindset just by improving like the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still gonna be people who are gonna still do what they do. But I feel like, I don't know, like if we could improve the hood, I don't know, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I feel like conquerors and selfishness would never go away. So I feel like there will be eventually a time where people want to be like, I want to take over that. I like what they got over there. I want that.
I'm gonna say organized crime is more than just rich and poor. Like it exists in every community. Within your toppers of the white, just the crime gets a little different.
I had this conversation with my daughter the other day. The same thing. Like, I told her, I said, it's pretty much in most industries. She was like, for real?
Every industry.
Emma, I'm like, organized crime is from back in the day.
Yeah, so it's just like Prohibition era. So it's like,
she's just blown away by that.
Even when you take it all the way back then, you still had your own organized crime. So whether it be your community of own, we can never say that the violence would be less because
organized crime would exist regardless.
Yeah.
Even within its own particular group.
Its own particular group. So it's just
I agree.
There will always be a certain level of violence.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever completely disappear. Yeah.
Because it just is what it is.
But I do feel like you could lessen violence if you were
as the communities get higher, the crime is different. So now we out here. When it's like Beverly Hills, now we doing prescription counterfeits and shit like that. The Xannies is moving.
So it's not necessarily that the crime decreases, but it just
different
changes.
Type of crime,
it just changes,
I get it.
That'd be so important for the youth because I feel like the ones who. So how would that work though? Would there be leaders of these divided
representatives? I mean, this is just a complete fantasy.
I know, but it's just but like you got to think about that. If it could be a possibility, like who's gonna want to make the rules? Who's gonna want to keep it organized? And who's the one who votes those people in? How do you get to that position?
I feel like the same municipal structures that already exist.
Why does that have to change? Why can't all that still exist? It's just about putting the people you. Because it's all okay. How about that? It's all set. It's all set up there already to exist. How you think about it, New York, for example, or every state, district counties. In each place. So then certain district counties are run by certain people. So I'm sure if you was to have your neighborhoods like that, if nothing was based off rich and poor or something like that, you still have your district counties. So you still are able to elect your members. So it's that doesn't change.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just how we view things and how we make people view themselves should change.
Right.
I think probably it's a part instilling more into the people, especially people that you deem hood or this or that. If you start making them feel good about themselves, their mindset changes too.
And I feel like.
But if you keep
make the gangsters guards.
I feel like that's so true, yo.
But if you keep putting them down, if you said make the gangsters guards,
they should be like.
That's what the white man do to them now. That's all they fucking good for. Go get a city job. Go get a safe job. Go.
No,
be
not
a
guard.
CEO. That's the same thing.
I just meant I feel like the ones in the hood who kind of rob and steal from their own people, I feel like they should be ones protecting the people from the police and
But they do in some hoods.
Okay, maybe the ones that maybe okay, I didn't know they do that in some places. If you could speak to a specific hood that does that, from my perception, I feel like the ones in the hood.
I mean, that's what the whole basis of the Crips.
Yeah, like this. Okay, so this
But that's
is,
not.
yeah.
That's
If
the
you
reason why they started.
people like us who are not really in the streets thing, we don't really know how
That's true.
your
too.
local gang members really protect you sometimes
That's
from
true.
another person or from another
That's true.
Yeah,
hood from down the way. Like you really don't know the
That's
ins and
true.
outs and how that shit really works.
yeah.
That's true.
So we can't say like, but yeah, all I'm saying is for you to say make the gangsters guards, like that's what the white men did in the 70s, give these niggas fucking city jobs. They shut the fuck up and stop fighting for their real freedom.
Yeah, but I just meant like I guess in terms of like the police. I feel like the gangsters should be like the guardians of the hood. Like they should protect their own from the police, from any bullshit that goes on. Like
How you think some of your local politicians, and I learned this from the wire, even get into office? Your local fucking gangsters
get elected and shit. Yeah,
supply their way. They give them the money.
yeah.
I think that does happen, bro. Like,
Yeah,
there are-
absolutely.
That's what I'm
it
just saying.
definitely
Like,
Yeah, I'm
you
just saying
really
'cause I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
you
my-
don't know
definitely
what your
happens,
local
though.
gangsters and your local hood niggas really do for your hood.
Right.
Like if you're from the hood.
Right. If you're not in that world,
If you're not in that world,
yeah.
then it doesn't like really concern you.
right,
Oh, you can't really say.
you're considered a bystander, just a civilian.
I feel like there'd be too much ego. There's too much ego for that segregation concept to
The
really
only
work.
thing I don't like about the whole hood concept is that whole stop snitching thing.
Stupid.
No, it's stupid when it comes to little Susie. Like, you know, a kid get a shot in the street from a straight bullet,
Yeah.
and everybody saw who did it, and nobody want to say. That's not snitching. That baby had nothing to do with it. But in regards to, and I hate to use Tekashi 6ix9ine, but I guess that's the
But
only
it's a
thing.
perfect example.
But it's a good
Yeah.
example. When you're in the crime and you're doing the crime, that's what you mean don't snitch. You can't snitch when we're all in a fucking room doing the robbery together.
Like you deliberately involved yourself into the
into it, yeah.
situation, and now you're willing to give up information and telling other people to get yourself out of trouble. Like that's the
But he-
textbook definition of snitching.
He
But what is
wasn't-
an innocent life and people are
Yeah.
just being reckless and they just out here busting their gun and shooting people. If you see it, just I don't think that's snitching. I think
Yeah.
that's protecting your community and getting reckless behavior off the street. And this is when the OGs need to step in and start letting the other little reckless people know, like, this is not what you do.
He was
Right.
never in. You know, he worked for the police the entire time. Like, there's no way you could tell me that.
But
The way I heard it, like I
Isn't
heard his
that a
explanation.
conspiracy?
I heard his explanation of how he got into this shit.
But they made him like, okay, so
He was a rat the entire time.
I said a rapper.
But I'm saying he was a rat the entire time.
So he been working with the police before he became a rapper.
I believe so, because I feel like the way he explained how he even got associated with them and get into these positions of power so fast in his music career. How do you just have connection to someone who's
My nigga, you don't know the streets. Like this is when you have your big homies out there. They see a little dumbass out there. Like, oh, he rap. He got a little talent. Let's put some money.
Money.
fam?
behind him.
He wasn't involved with them before that. He wasn't connected to them at all. He said that he just happened to meet someone from the 9 Trey gang, and they fucking they liked his energy, his music, with
And
something
I
like
just
that.
said, what did
and they
say?
put him on.
Put some money behind him, and that's how shit happens.
These drug dealers
But
got
he already
mad
made
bread.
the deal once he took the money and they put the money behind him. Now you're in cahoots with even as much as because I feel like even they tried to keep him out of certain things, but he got beside himself.
Yeah.
He started the whole like that. He kept running. Then he started doing dumbass shit. You doing hits on Chief Keef. Like now you getting now you really feeling like you a gangster.
That's what it was. Exactly.
The persona he started believing that gangster persona,
Yeah.
but you sitting here saying like niggas came to him was just like, hey, put that money
He got
behind
twisted
you.
and started thinking
And
that
he got
was
twisted.
a
He started
gangster
really
as
thinking
thought
he
he
was
was
one of
legit.
them. He thought he was legit. And even some of the shit that he was saying, the shit that they did was like a reminder to him, like, yo, little nigga, we run you.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't take the heat no more. Now niggas started getting scared.
That's
Yeah.
when he got kidnapped and then
Yeah.
tried to cut everybody off.
But by that time,
And
his driver
He tried to expose
was
everything, kind of.
actually already working with the people because they already had him detained by ICE. So
Oh,
the
yeah, I saw
driver
that.
been say so. It's just like,
Messy.
Y'all saw that the footage
well, I
of
say all
like
that to say, stop that whole stop snitching shit. Like that only works for you niggas in the streets. Stop killing,
Stop killing innocent people.
Yeah. If you fuck up, be a man, be like, yo, I did it, or send one of your little niggas to go take the bed.
I don't know. In my opinion of the situation, I feel like he was always involved with the police from the very beginning, and I feel like him saying now coming out, there's little things about the trial, like he gets breaks during his trial. He doesn't want witness protection. he doesn't. He's probably not gonna do no jail time. Like, yeah, you giving up all of that may reduce your sentence, but I feel like you'll still get some time. And I feel like he's not gonna get any time. And I feel like he'll still have a music career afterwards, a profitable one. Because I feel like these kids nowadays don't give a fuck about this stitch and shit. They don't give a fuck about that.
Okay,
they give a fuck
and if
about
6ix9ine walks out of here with a profitable music career, then I'm just gonna laugh because that means everything's a fucking setup.
yeah,
And it's
that's
a
what
joke.
And not for nothing.
You can't say that you just said you think he was a snitch. That means from the inside out, it's all a setup and a joke.
I think he definitely is
Because
gonna make more. He's gonna still make bread because even if he's not popping in the U.S., he's just gonna go and do international tours.
Yeah,
I don't.
They don't know what's going
for
on
some
over there.
reason, if everything that's being said in trial is true, and he's not taking witness protection, 6ix9ine shouldn't be breathing past the year he come out of jail.
Basically.
No, I agree.
How does that information even get out?
What do you mean?
It's all
Like,
public information. It's court. That shit is for the public.
Okay,
You
so
can
that
look
was
at
like
anybody's court.
you could just say whatever. Okay, I didn't know.
Except
I
for
didn't know.
Drake shit. Except for Drake shit. Drake got his shit on Smash. He said it in songs. You ain't gonna find their deposition on him.
Drake.
That's a Canadian for you.
Hey.
Drake has his line said he said some shit like the things we have done to protect the name are unsettling, and I always thought about that when he said that. I don't know what he's done to protect his name or his legacy. I don't know. I feel like he has some mob ties. It was rumored that he organized to get XXX killed. I don't know, but Drake he seemed like a shady nigga, man.
I feel like that
I fuck with
conspiracy theory. That conspiracy theory particularly made no sense because it's like, what did he benefit from killing him?
No,
Of getting him killed. I'm just saying, like that particular. I've heard that theory too, and it's because I'm a huge Drake fan, so of course I'm gonna stick up for him.
Well, how it started was when X, as soon as he got out of jail, the first thing he did was disrespect Drake and his mom and shit on the radio.
What that mean?
But
How
I
many
feel like
other
he's
people-
relatively a sensitive individual. He's
But X
responded
also
to less.
plotted out his whole fucking death, so I can easily say maybe he's
He
one of
attracted
them.
He earned it.
Huh?
What are you about to say?
He could either attracted it if I want to go into the whole basis of that whole cloning and shit, or some people are so ahead of the time that the government needs them to preserve all of them in a sense. You ever heard that thing like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say, Coco? It's just it's something that's said like about the government, like when you're really talented and you're really that extreme, like they're just not gonna let you die, but they're gonna keep you and preserve you. So in my head, how I felt, either he got kept and preserved, or that nigga just really called the energy to himself and he died.
I feel like he called the energy to himself.
Yeah.
Like, because after he died, I started listening to some of his music and some of the shit and some of his interviews. Super
Yeah.
dark. He talked about dying. I think he talked about killing
I feel
himself.
like he was also a walking sigil. Like he had a little shit on his face like that.
That he was.
He
was a walking what?
Walking sigil.
What's a sigil?
Like sigil, like you have. Like sometimes I draw little markers on myself as
He needed help. He needed like a mentor for real. For real.
Maybe, but he spoke a lot of truth that probably a lot of people didn't want him talking about.
That's another thing. There's somebody's like I feel like he was an indigo child. It was just too much for him.
No, it's star, crystal or so star.
What does
'cause
it mean to be
is-
an indigo
is older.
child?
I used to believe I was
It's
an
like
indigo
early
child.
80s, mid 80s. We're indigo.
What does that mean?
You're right.
Yeah.
We're indigo.
He
does
would
that
be a
mean?
star seed or,
He's a star seed,
or
yeah. Yes, because it's funny because when I think about everything, even as I see him now, I just see like a purple light from him. Like he just always seemed like a beam to me.
What does it mean to be an indigo child?
We the bomb that.
the and I'm not gonna explain it right, but the range of time in which you were born from a certain year to a certain year that ushered in a certain consciousness, allowing
have certain gift of
and as generations pass, the children that are born are more advanced and smarter and pick up shit quicker. That's because we're all parts of different waves of consciousness.
I heard that term in 2012, and I believe that was one ever since, but I'm not sure. Because I feel like that's like just a title people give to make them feel special, and
That's why you wanted to be one.
because I had no identity, so I wanted to feel something. I'll admit that. You ain't saying nothing new.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel special.
You are special.
You think so?
Oh, we spoke about you last week, but we're not going to talk about that on air.
Word.
That's different.
I always thought I was different, but I don't know if you remember that show Out of This World.
Oh,
show
yeah.
with Evie, and she'd go like that with her fingers because she was special. She was an alien, and when she turned 13, she was gonna get all her powers.
Wow.
So there was nothing you could not tell me that when I turned 13, I was gonna get all my powers.
What was
So
the
I
name of
turned
that
13, I
show?
started going like this, touching shit. And
That
I'm like,
shit
what the?
sounds
Where's my
familiar.
magic, yo?
What was the name of the show again?
Out of this world.
Did it used to be on Nickelodeon?
This was pre Nickelodeon, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't even know what
You're
talking
thinking
about.
of this. You're thinking of Small Worlds, I think,
Maybe.
with
Oh,
the
Small Wonder.
Small
Wonder.
Wonder.
Think
Thank you.
about
With the
little-
robot, the
little
sister was a
girl.
robot.
I think
Probably because I think the reruns wound up on Nickelodeon.
that's funny.
And you thought you were this character?
Well, not this character. I believed. I said, "Oh, that's my life in story form. I have special
She
powers,
has
and they're gonna
powers.
once I get to a certain age, I would develop them."
And they develop an empathic powers. It's a whole different
And it took
set
a
of
way
powers
lot
she
longer
has.
than that, but yeah.
Did y'all? Was there a certain point where y'all realized y'all were like, you were just on a higher level of consciousness? Was it like a moment in time, or something
I
somebody said to you?
backslid a little bit.
When my mom died.
Like even when you were young, did you feel like you were just different?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
When my mom died, I could see. I don't know. I used to always have. I think I said before. I used to always. I see death. I sense death. But me and my dreams is like always a thing. But when my mom died, I used to always see her.
We were talking about dreams earlier before you came in. Like, do you have like vivid dreams and do you question them? Like when you remember them?
No, I don't question them. I just know what it is. I wake up and I just think about what I saw and I just try to figure out, put the pieces together. But a lot of times if I have a dream where it's like very, very revealing, it's telling me something.
I always wonder because like I feel like most dreams we don't remember at all. So the ones we remember, I feel like that means something.
I remember I can dream every night, and I feel like it's to the point where I force myself to dream. Shout out to YouTube.
It's very helpful.
For real. Like I can just put on a certain hertz, lay down, and just close my eyes, and I just the visions start coming. Like so, it starts out as visions, and then as I fall deeper into my consciousness, it sets out a whole movie in front of me.
Isn't that what is it? What's REM? Is REM sleep? What is that?
Yeah.
REM
REM,
sleep is just
Lucid
a
dreaming.
firm,
rapid eye movement.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
REM
when-
is REM is when you
repetitive
like,
eye movement. It's when you get to a certain level of your sleep.
Yeah,
That's
the
deep enough
deepest,
in
yeah.
order to
That-
But
dream.
lucid
and-
dream is when you're
That,
on that
yeah.
wavelength of you can ask questions to get answers. You can speak to your higher conscious and even try to talk to God himself if you're brave enough.
consciously leave your body, which we
Yeah.
do when we dream,
Yeah.
allegedly. But
I remember like I've had so many dreams where like I'm asleep, I'm aware that I'm asleep, but I'm laughing at what's going on in my dream, but I can still like feel what's around me, like feel as if my body.
that's lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I've experienced that so many times.
I've experienced a lot of dreams like with similar themes where I'd be in some type of captivity and I'm trying to escape and I'm trying to run, but I can't run fast. But I'm like putting all my effort into running, but my legs just won't run fast.
I've had that dream, running,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden something's wrong with my legs and they become
Yeah,
very heavy,
very
and
heavy.
I can't. Yeah,
You're
I used to have that a
literally
lot. I think that ties into some form of control that you feel that you don't have in your life. All of a sudden, like you're on a track, then all of a sudden something happens where it's preventing you. You feel you don't have enough control over a certain aspect of your life. I
I
think.
never thought of it like
And
that.
the falling one, I'm not sure. I used to have the falling one a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I would only wake up in the fall. You know what I mean? Not before it, but as I'm free
never
falling. Yeah.
free falling.
I had a lot of dreams of me being dragged off my bed slowly.
Oh, nigga, you was
That's
getting
weird.
dragged off your
Yeah,
bed.
he was getting dragged off your bed. Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is,
No,
I'd wake
that's-
up and I'm on my bed.
Yeah, but you was getting.
But there was
you
something
getting
trying to
dragged
get
off your
at you,
bed,
yeah.
You about to get dragged off your bed, homie.
Mad times though.
Yeah.
That's scary.
But then I'd wake up and it's like, or I'd have a dream of something pressing down on me while I'm asleep. And then I know I'm dreaming, so I wake myself up so I can realize that it's not really happening.
You know what it is? I feel like that's your subconscious is telling you like wake up, wake up, wake up. Because I felt like that in certain dreams where something was happening. It was just like, no, I know I gotta wake up. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot let this dream continue. If I let this dream continue, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I used to suffer from nightmares a lot when I was growing up, and it's crazy because in my 30s, I think I don't know if I got it under control, but let's not jinx myself. But I don't. The last time I think I had anything remotely close to a nightmare was with my ex-wife when I was like laying down, and it's always when I'm on my back sometimes. So I'm very cautious of never sleeping on my back, because that's when I have like the worst time sleeping.
You're the most open.
I cannot sleep on my back. It's just like, no. Like, I can't do it at all. Because even as I'm like, I may start the way, but as I'm going deeper, I quickly switch over to my side. Because if I fall asleep on my back, I'm going to have a hard night. But the last time I did that, I'll never forget, I was just like watching, I was like this little crack in my bedroom door, and there's a hallway light. And the hallway light came on, and then my door just started shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking. I remember looking at my ex-wife, I was just like, wake up. And I remember like, no, honey, just wake up. And I woke up, but my hallway light was on. But I even heard the voices and everything. That used to always happen when I was a kid. Like, I would hear, because I have to lock my bedroom door. I do not sleep with my bedroom door unlocked. It just has to be locked. Because when I was a little girl, I always felt like somebody was trying to get into my door, but it wasn't like somebody in my house. Like, it was something else, because I would hear the voice, it was like, just let me in, honey. And I'd be like, nope. And I would always call on to my older sister, because we still like shared the same room, and I would just grab her hand, and it would make me feel so much better.
Do you feel you let people in your life easily? Does it say, is it like an effort to get let into your life? Like,
I'm friendly. As much as people like, you may not think so, I'm mad friendly.
I was just trying to connect to you. I was just curious.
Yeah, because that seemed like left field for me.
No,
I was like, what do you mean?
No, I'm mad friendly. I do think like sometimes there's something attached to me, and I work hard to get it away from me.
I agree. I feel the same way. I don't think I've had too many nightmares. Like, I've just had dreams of just like, with vivid images, like animals. Certain animals represent certain things that are going on in your life and situations you may be avoiding, or maybe it's presented to you. A lot of explosions in my dreams. A lot of falling. And I've had my best ideas through dreams. I had a really, really great idea for a movie. I wish I could remember, and I wish I wrote it down. But it was like a vivid, like, I literally, like, the movie was I was directing the movie, and it was perfect, but it didn't fucking, I didn't write it down, so I don't remember.
You gotta write it down.
Yeah, I don't write. I'm really bad at, like, writing down things when I'm thinking about them.
Writing down things, reading through things.
Yeah.
It'd be like that, though. Like,
What was that? Was that a shot?
Yes.
that's so silly.
Shots.
You thought I'd say no.
I just don't
She
understand.
thought you was gonna say no.
I did think. I don't know why I asked that. I should always.
I know
expect-
you assumed I'd say no.
Should always expect the yes if it's a shot from either Lainey or Coco.
Hey.
Fuck y'all. Fuck
Yeah,
y'all.
I
but love
swear it
y'all.
was something I thought about the other week, but now because I think this little green stuff kind of took over my little mental, it was like a whole new idea for like
The show.
like a cute little segment.
I thought about a segment earlier today. I forgot about it.
Yeah, and I completely forgot about it. I can't believe I did that.
There's a reason.
Like,
Yeah, maybe it wasn't like a good idea. I feel like we don't need segments though.
Say that.
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. But like, I was thinking from my idea because like I don't know. I don't think
you're the
segments.
one who said we needed to do. You said it.
I did say it.
You hear this?
He says it and then he retracts it.
No, I
'Cause
mean
he's Hefe.
no, because I feel like most of the time,
Hefe.
most of the time we talk so much through an episode, and then by the time we get to the segment, we only have enough time for one. Like I don't know, but I guess we could. You want to try one right now? Come up with one on the fly.
I couldn't remember one.
On the
Wrapping
fly.
up. Are we
I have a
wrapping up
cute one.
soon?
I don't know what time
You
we're
gotta-
getting at it.
Yeah.
It's like I think 9:56.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
It
we
is.
are.
No,
wrapping
where
up
she's
soon.
saying so. She's not
Oh,
But it was just like
telling you, actually.
oh.
Did he leave?
He,
CR step out without his shoes. I love CR.
He took his shoes off.
He took his shoes off, and his shoes are still here.
comfortable. You gotta get comfortable. I feel him, especially when you're in your
He's
sneakers.
like, this is my
sometimes.
second home,
That's true.
peoples.
Gotta get comfortable. And I was gonna say like hey bitch hey or like hey guy hey.
What's that?
Hey, bitch. Hey.
Hey bitch hey. Like you think it's cute when you walk outside. Like the other day I was only in Brooklyn. I'm on the train and this girl had on, and I hate to talk about other people's makeup because how you do your face and how you make yourself feel beautiful is all up to you.
But you're about to talk about her makeup.
No, I'm just gonna say like I wish like it's just like I don't know if people have friends or their mother don't see them come out the house. Like I don't know. But it's just like some things just should not. It shouldn't be an
done?
overload. Like it just should. It was just so. It was like a gold spackle right this way, or like across the T-zone area. It was just a lot of nothing.
As a man, I feel like I've been able to identify when a woman is wearing too much makeup. Is that a bad thing? Just in my opinion of her, like I feel like I've seen women overdo it with
Just
the,
keep it to yourself.
like a woman at my job, like she looks
Yeah, well,
like she
yeah,
looked like
men-
she
yeah,
looked like the
men-
Joker, like
No,
for real.
men need to keep it to themselves though. Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
And that's why I said
But I want to tell her because I don't like her.
I
No,
hate
keep
to say
it to
keep
yourself. All the more reason.
I really don't like
Yeah,
her.
because then you
We
say
know.
you just don't like her, so now it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
No, but it's a fact though. Like it's not. I'm not the only one who
But you
said
know
that.
what? That it probably makes her feel. That's why I said I had to tread lightly. But when it comes to highlighter, ladies, a little goes a long way, especially when you're using a real gold highlighter. Just do a little tat tat tat, like pop pop.
Don't schmear.
Like don't smear. Yeah, don't smear.
So if it makes them
Just
feel
tap.
good, you don't want to speak about it because of
Yeah,
out
that's.
of fear.
But I'm just saying, like when it comes to highlight, again, everybody. That's why I said it's such a hard for me to talk about this because when it comes to women and makeup, I want everybody to feel they're absolutely beautiful. When I have you feel beautiful, I want you to feel beautiful, but beautiful. But when it comes to highlighter, a little goes a long way. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it like that.
And
Just
the name of this segment is "Hey Bitch Hey."
hey, bitch, hey.
I like
a little
that.
goes a long way. Just use a little bit of that highlighter, girl. Okay, tap tap tap.
Hey,
Not
bitch, hey.
smear.
Do you have a "Hey Bitch Hey" for this week, Sia?
Or
Oh,
hey
that's a
guy,
hey.
hey. Or
That's-
hey guy, hey.
Or guys can be bitches.
I like hey bitch hey.
Okay.
That shit sound funny.
Yeah.
Hey, bitch, hey.
Damn. Shit. I don't know.
Hey bitch, hey, niggas, it's getting cold out. That's not an excuse to not put on deodorant. I know y'all feel like because the air is cold and niggas ain't gonna smell you. Put that deodorant on. Put that
That
speed
comes
stick
from-
on. Put that cologne on. Put that Axe body spray on.
Wash
You
your
niggas be
ass
stinking.
before you do that.
No. Please wash your ass.
You niggas be fucking.
Wash your bowls and your ass.
I know how you niggas think.
And your penis.
I got
all
one.
Yeah.
three. Okay.
Hey bitch hey. They got this.
If
cool-
nothing else, wash that. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Now you can go ahead.
Hey bitch hey.
He just wants to say it. That's his hey bitch hey.
Like a
It's,
whole pimp.
hey bitch hey.
Hey bitch hey. Look, they got these cool devices on a car. They're called turning signals. Use them shits. I am so fucking tired of people switching lanes in front of me sporadically without me knowing. It's very annoying.
Heard you.
Yes, these features, they come equipped on all vehicles. You can use them.
Hey bitch hey. When you're walking down the street and you're looking at your fucking phone, how about you not fucking stop in the middle of the goddamn sidewalk? Like you're the only fucking person in New York City. Okay? How about you stop?
Guilty
Thank
of
you.
that.
Please
Sweet.
move the fuck out of my way. Thank you.
My don't sleep is for this week is man, I wasn't expecting to get vulnerable and like emotional like that earlier. So I feel like my don't sleep is don't sleep on moments like that. Don't sleep on just if you're feeling comfortable with the people around you and just the vibe you're in and you want to express yourself and vent, like definitely do that shit because I feel a bit lighter after that. I don't know what that was. I didn't feel this way up until today. I don't know what it was about being around y'all tonight and just coming here and just that happening. I was not. I can't fake that. That was really me in my most vulnerable, one of my most vulnerable states. And just don't sleep on that. Don't fight from that. And this is to myself. Don't sleep on getting help because clearly I need it, and I've been avoiding it for X, Y, and Z reasons. But just don't sleep on getting help, and don't sleep on expressing yourself and being your most expressive and honest self because you'll hold some things in that will eventually explode and cause you to end up like me earlier. So that's my don't sleep this week. I'm not sure if anybody else has one that they thought of. Or we can go back to Hey Bitch Hey.
No. We about to be out of
We
here.
did.
Yeah,
Hey,
it must
bitch,
be
hey.
out of
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry.
And I had a don't sleep. But
What is it? I want to hear it.
Me too. Let's go. Come on.
I already did a hey bitch hey. So
Hey, bitch,
and
hey.
I realized my don't sleeps they tend to revolve around the same themes. So I'll
Move it,
Hold
bitch.
on.
Move it.
yeah. Move your ass out the way, bitch. God damn it. Don't sleep on me when I'm walking on the street because I walk fast. Okay, so
Oh.
move the fuck out of my
Watch
way.
it out.
Fast
Jeez.
Don't
walker.
sleep. All right, we connected the two. There we
Speed
go.
racer.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
And I guess
You
we
gonna
should
talk about
announce.
it?
No,
Oh,
we have an announcement, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Fine, we won't announce it. We'll wait till next episode because we had to talk about it anyways. Thank you for listening. If wherever you're listening at, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, please utilize whatever rating system they have because it definitely helps us and definitely keeps us motivated, keeps us going. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Introverted Intuition. If you're interested in coming on as a guest as a show and expressing yourself, email us at introvertedpod@yahoo.com. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. We definitely appreciate every listen and every subscriber and every viewer and all that shit. So thank you.
Thank you, peoples.
Goodbye.
Do lots of drugs.
No. No drugs.